Grandstands, can you hear me over there? Wave if you can hear me. Does it sound okay over there? Loud enough? Good deal.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Harness Tube. I got to get back in the right mode here, David. I just did football last night for our station, Hornet Sports, and back to doing harness racing today.
We are, but the Hornets got a big win last night over Carrollton, the conference rival. So that's always a good thing to see.
It is. It's a good thing to start out the season with a win, and it was a good win. It was, I believe, 22 to.
7. There we go, 7.
7, because they got the extra point. But we're glad to be with you here today on Harness Tube and out amongst the fair people again as we get ready for harness racing. And so what's coming up? Well, we've got one more day. That's all we've got, folks. One more day. That's about all I've got in me is one more day as we're full blast at home with high school and junior high sports. And so the schedule got full.
It's a nice weekend getaway, and the holiday weekend we'll have a nice meal tonight, stay in the hotel, and then it's back to work for us all, isn't it? The season's over, the fair season.
Absolutely, and if people want to tell us a local restaurant that we need to go to that's a must, or if you already got one.
I saw one on the back of the program. I think Mom has the program that's from the fair, so it wasn't Windsor Pub, but it was like Wilson's Saloon or something very similar. I'll have to double check that, but it looked like it was a nice place.
I'm sure those girls will be ready for a saloon when we get done.
I'm sure they will too.
and imbibing in some things. But we're glad to be with you today. I don't know how many. We scheduled 25 to start. We had a couple double up.
This is 24, but like Decatur was a long day, double day, and stuff like that. So this is our 24th event, but we've had like 26 or 7 cards, I think.
Wow. And so with that, kind of anxious. Brown County was the end for us, and so it's been a little bit different for Lisa and I. I don't know about you.
Oh,
that Brown
trust
County
me,
just
yeah.
was not the last hurrah for the season.
It seemed like it was kind of putting stuff away when I got home, but I thought, nope, I got to get it back out in a couple of weeks, so I didn't get it too far. But yeah, the season's not over. It was fun to watch the state fair. It's fun to watch the coin, but got a couple county fairs left. We're here at the Tri-County Fair in Pana for racing today, tomorrow, and Monday. We won't be here on Monday. We'll be at the sale, but then the fair season concludes up in Sandwich, Illinois, on Wednesday, I believe, is the date for that one.
And we're not up there.
We're not going there, but
we don't eat a sandwich in the middle of the week.
We don't. I can't get off work. I about use all my vacation time, it seems like.
All right. With that, we're going to take a station break here real quick, but we want to thank you for joining us and being part of the broadcast.
Avenatti Racing, a third-generation, family-run stable with a legacy of excellence. Centrally located between Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky racing programs, Avenatti Racing specializes in buying yearlings, breaking, training, and racing top-performing standardbreds. Call 217-840-6469 or email avenattiracing@gmail.com today. Avenatti Racing, from yearling to racetrack, we build contenders.
Looking to move your mobile home? Need a roll-off dumpster at a competitive rate? Or maybe it's time to demo that old mobile home? Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport has you covered. We serve Central Illinois with reliable mobile home transport, offer affordable roll-off dumpsters for the Springfield area, and provide expert demolition services across Illinois and Missouri. For fast, friendly service, call Wayne Decker at 217-313-9744. That's 217-313-9744. Or find Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport on Facebook, your one-stop solution for mobile home services.
Make plans now to attend the 27th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale, which takes place on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Once again this year, the catalog will offer not only a strong lineup of Illinois-conceived and foaled yearlings, but also an excellent supporting cast of colts and fillies eligible to other state-bred programs in the Midwest and on the Eastern Seaboard. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 1st, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
Wait, before you go and get your snacks and drinks, make sure to subscribe and like to Harness Tube. If you can't do that, just give us a thumbs up. Alright, to the show.
All right, David back with Beast.
There it was.
Harness Tube, as we are in Pana, Illinois for 9 races today, 12 tomorrow. And David, you got here early, so you got to carouse around a little bit. Anything interesting at the fair or anything you saw?
This is a really pretty interesting fair. They happen to fall here on Labor Day weekend. But when you pull in the fair, there's like an old homestead, a log cabin, and they have some knife makers and blacksmiths and those kind of period people over there doing their exhibitions, which is really cool, to have the family out. And then you look just next to that, you have some parking and a beer tent that has to have 200 people in it. I mean, it is
I bet
staggering.
There's a nice breeze coming through there, and that's the place to be today.
I'm sure it is, and we were hoping to get back there because they have such a good following back there, but we're just happy to see fans out. Fans are going to enjoy horse racing. There's some tents set up on the backstretch. This is one of the fairs that if you had, a holiday weekend to come travel over here, it's beautiful weather, it's a gorgeous location, and we have 3 days of good, fun horse racing.
Well, I can tell you what, I've been here a total of 2 times. Once back, I'm going to say probably in the, I'm going to say 90s with Gene and Marcella Nortrup. They were racing here on Labor Day, of course, and so we drove over to check that out. And then the next time I was here, we actually, the group I sang with 2x2 was part of the night entertainment here, I think on a Sunday evening. They used to have a stage out in front of
in the grass,
in the grassy area there, in the grassy knoll, and we were here to do a concert.
So you've actually performed here. You've been
I
the entertainment.
I have been on the billing for the fair.
Well, you know, it was on the billing a couple nights ago here, do you?
Huh.
They had wrestlers in town, and they had WWE's Hornswoggle. They had the Little People wrestlers
Oh,
here.
right.
And I guess the fair board was saying they were having a blast, and the kids were being wild and crazy for all the wrestling shows. So they put on a good show here. They have a really big derby coming in tomorrow night. I think they have side-by-side races on UTV races on Monday. So it's a fun
side-by-side races around the track?
I was asking the horse guy if it was like motocross with ramps or if it was flat track, and he didn't really know. But I tell you what, side-by-sides are really popular right now, and racing's only just second right behind.
Yeah, but I see what their their trailer is stacked with their chairs and so forth. I don't know if that's just to keep the chairs and so forth, or they use that as a stage.
Over here?
For the Queen contest and so
that
forth.
Was some, what did it say when I walked up there? It didn't say box seats. I think it said like fair sponsor seating. So like if you're a corporate sponsor or something, I think is what that was. But yeah, they've got a lot of box seating areas, a nice grandstand, but just a gorgeous park-like environment. That's what I keep talking about. These places with the trees and grass and sheds, and just feels like you want to hang out here, you know.
Here's my thing for a fair. You need to advertise it, but county fair season is always hot, right?
Yep.
So the best thing that you could do is get a water slide in here, advertise it so kids wear their trunks.
That's true.
Trunks and flip-flops for the day, and you charge like $1 a time to go down, and you're going to make thousands of dollars in the week.
Or just a whole like slip and slide area, like, you know, like a slip and slide, a water slide, some sprinklers, have like a little corner of your fair set up, and I bet you would make money just selling water and entertainment, right?
Absolutely, and you could do it cheap, so everybody could afford it. I bring $5, so I get to go down the slide 5 times, or I pay $5 and I get to go down 10 times
for an hour or whatever it is. Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, when you go to the state fair, sometimes they have those water stations for heat, but kids are always flocked there, right? Kids love it. It's fun to be wet and wild.
Well, and if you've ever been to like Six Flags and some of these places that have the shooting things up through, the kids are always in there.
Yep. Or on the bridge at the, what was the log ride, or where the splash hit you on the bridge?
Hey, on the log ride, there were days I wanted to be in the front,
and days
and days that I wanted to be in the back, and I wanted to be the guy that got completely soaked.
Absolutely, I used to love that ride when I was a kid. But yeah, I think a water feature would be an awesome addition to a fair if anyone's listening.
David, we could not be on the air if it were not for our sponsors that have ads for us, whether it be billboard or 30-second ads, and then our generous donors that are out there that give to us all year long. That keeps it for free and is a big asset to us.
You're absolutely right. And we've kind of, like I said, we're funded kind of 3 ways. There's a grant coming from the USTA. We have our advertisers. And these donors, here we are at the last fair of the season, the last fair week of the season, and we're still having donations come in, people letting us know how much they appreciate what we're doing. And it really helps out, keeps we have a hotel tonight, we got expenses, we got equipment I got to replace in the off season, so we appreciate everyone, and we keep adding them on there as the year goes along.
Yeah, because we're to the point, if we had a couple more people that could do this, you and I would actually probably split up.
We could,
and
absolutely.
We could do a couple of fairs in one day. And so we're needing to get the 2 pieces of equipment that David has that are strictly for this. We've got a little problem with our YOLO box that needs to be repaired, but we need a backup YOLO box. We've talked about a bigger board because we need one more channel is what we need so that we can have guest people come in and talk to us, and we can bring the show to you like we did at Mount Sterling and what we did up at Morrison. That's more like what we'd like to go to. We'd like to have some horsemen in here and say, hey, you're done for the day after the 5th race. If you've got some time, come over and talk to us.
And it would take some more coordination on our end, but like I keep saying, if you watch Little Brown Jug Week, and I'll have to let you know when that airs, it's in 3rd week in September, but their broadcast, they shoot it back to the paddock, and whoever's available, they pull them up on the stage, put a headset on them, and just start interviewing them. And it's just on the fly, but it adds so much depth to the broadcast. People, get the horseman's perspective and experience, and we get tired of hearing our own voices. It's nice to hear some expert voices out there every once in a while.
And we've had variety. We've had people that were hardcore fans. Eric Grady being one of those.
Yeah.
I mean,
he wants
to own a horse. and he really gets into the lineage and everything else and digs into it deep when they're trading cards or
I
doing
think
cards.
Eric and I need to sit down, and he needs to teach me some football scheming, and I'll teach him about what I know about horses, and we'll just share information that way.
There you go. And they were raised, their grandfather, him and Lance, their Coach Hoots, his grandfather took him to the races at the state fair in particular, and he's into thoroughbreds and standardbreds, both, and his kids are growing up in it. And then our last guy, Ron Van
der Rostein,
Yeah.
RVD up there in Morrison. Good to see Ronnie. He came down and did 7 or 8 races on with us, I think, hung out in the broadcast and did some commentary, offered his opinions. Just nice to have, people like the horsemen on the broadcast, to hear them, to memorialize, those interviews forever on the internet, because, these horsemen are, once they're gone, and we're losing these stories, and it's nice to be able to talk about them and get those stories shared with everybody.
Yeah, he showed us a video of his wreck at the Quad City Downs. Yeah.
It's scary, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And he was reliving some of those memories that he had from the Quad City Downs era and driving around the Northern Illinois. And, good to have him on the broadcast, and that's kind of stuff we hope we can get folded in a little bit more next year, hopefully.
All right, with that, we're going to take a commercial break. We'll be back.
Kerr Auction is your trusted source for ag equipment, attachments, construction gear, trucks, trailers, and hard-to-find parts. With live and online auctions at kerrauction.com, you can bid from anywhere, field, job site, or front porch. From big equipment to small parts. If you need it, Kerr Auction has it. Don't miss your next deal. Check out kerrauction.com today. Kerr Auction, built for the working world.
'24 Illinois County Fair Training Champion. Kev Miller's horses are built to win, and it all starts here. Ready to join a winning team? Call Kev at 217-254-0170 or send a message to the email address on the screen to learn more. Kev Miller Stables. Train to win.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Do you like to watch horse racing?
Yeah.
Do you not want to pay money for a stupid horse racing channel?
Yeah.
Are you sadly allergic to horses and you can't see them?
Yeah.
Well, introducing Harness Tube, established 2023.
Yeah, I need to try this out.
You can watch it at your son's ball game.
Let's go, son.
You can watch it while eating. Last but not least, you can watch it while you're sleeping.
Yay, my horse won. Now everybody, make sure you like and subscribe to Harness Tube and keep the notifications on for more Harness Tube streams or future videos or future posts. Anything that I care for. Anything at all. Even if it's just like a 1-second video of a horse doing a backflip. I don't know. But you get the point. So, I hope this video is very informational. And thank you for watching. Peace out.
All right, back on Harness Tube as we take a few moments here. David, he's going through the scratches and so forth. We can do that really quick. If you pulled the race card up on the internet. David put it out there.
It should be on Facebook, or if you're in the YouTube chat, you can find a link at the top of the YouTube chat for the race program there.
Yeah, we'd love to see what your picks are for the day. But if you're looking at the program, you're going to go to race 2, and it's going to be Cole Prather on Diane LL Dream. That will be Cole Prather because Connor is driving in perfect circle, so he can't do match on there. But let me look here. Everybody in that race driving, with the exception of Cassidy Witten. Cassidy, I hate to say what the age is, but 34 years old.
And
Everyone else is
she's
20,
the grizzled veteran in the group.
She is. A 22-year-old and 3 21-year-olds. Or no, how old is Cole?
Oh, wow.
Is he older
Cole's
or young?
24, 5 maybe.
Okay. But we're talking low 20s, under 25.
How
4 out of the
fantastic
5.
is that? I mean, 2 years ago, these folks weren't even driving per se, and now we have races full of young drivers, and we love seeing it. I know a lot of horsemen are busy today. We have the horse sale going on over at Land of Lincoln sale in Sherman, and we got some traditional horsemen who are working that or buying horses, but this gives opportunities for young guys to catch drives and mounts, and this is what we talk about. You know, you learn a lot when you're driving against peers and not against, grizzled veterans and stuff, and you can kind of make some different decisions out there.
The oldest person on the card today, do you know who that is?
Ray Gash, 90 years old.
90 years old on the card today, so he's in the first race.
Saw him warming up, looked good out there too.
Race 3, Don Dan. The Brandon Lyles horse has been scratched.
I don't think it was Don Dan, but we'll go with it.
Oh, no.
It's Damn Dan.
Damn Dan. Yeah, M's and W's, just, Well,
I thought you were just being nice and trying not to cuss on air.
No, whatever. And no changes in 4. And I'm just looking down, I would call that the race 4. I'm going to call that the seniors race.
Is that got the old?
Because the only younger person in is Walter Holmes. Everybody else is over the age of 34 in race. Race 5, and that's just an observation. It's a terrible thing when you learn how to read the race
programs.
The programs. No, actually, race 5 is more senior than race 4. The youngest person is Matt Avenatti in that race at 32, and then it zooms up. Let's see, race 6, we got a scratch. Stellar BB, the Roshan Trigg horse, is scratched in that race. 7, the 6, Katie's Bright Star, is scratched in race 7. Race 8, nothing. Race 9, Bruiser Cruiser, is scratched in race 9. And so those are the scratches and the driver changes that we have. Short card for you today in 9 races. To me, that's just about right.
It is a nice day.
Let's see what Scott has to say for a few moments.
Days of harness racing. We're glad to have you on hand today. We've got 9 races coming up today. It should be an exciting day. Good to see everybody here, both in the grandstand and in the beer tent. Always have a good crowd, and we appreciate the support for harness racing. As part of today's opening ceremonies, your Superintendent of Speed, Fair Board member Tom Latonis, would like to make a few announcements. Tom has a statement.
Thank you, Scott. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a beautiful day for harness racing at the Pana Tri-County Fair. However, the skies aren't as bright because we are missing 2 rays of sunshine this year. Our racing director, Dan Thompson, and our longtime race charter, Tom Shin. An avid horseman, Tom's passion for charting races was undeniable. In his bright blue coveralls, binoculars around his neck, and his tape recorder in hand, he would follow the horses around the track and record the leader at the quarter, half, 3/4 mile marks and at the finish. Then he'd literally run down these steep stairs to report his findings to his sister Leanne down below. Then, slowly, he'd walk back up the stairs, usually with a Diet Pepsi in hand. He was not only a staple at Pana, but at county fairs around Illinois and the state fair. We miss his vibrant smile, his laughter and wit. And Dan Thompson, my friend and fair buddy for decades. We both started our volunteer service to the fair back in the late 70s. There never was a job too big or too small for Dan. Mowing, raising a side curtain, taking money at the pit gate. But like me, his passion was harness racing. He had a love for horses unmatched. He was in horse heaven when pulling the drag, watering the track, or bringing people over to the winner's circle. His wry smile and infectious laugh made him a pleasure to be around. Dan not be enlarged in death, but should be remembered as a good and decent man, always willing to help wherever it was needed. I miss him so. If you all would, please stand if you are able and observe a moment of silence for our friends, our brothers, Tom Shin and Dan Thompson. Thank you.
And thank you very much, Tom. What beautiful words about Tom and Dan, who both gave a lot here to the Pana Tri-County Fair. And thank you. Folks, if you would please remain standing. At this time, we're going to present the national anthem. Singing your national anthem today will be the Miss Pana Tri-County Fair Queen, Sierra Compton. Today is her 20th birthday, and she will be joined by Little Miss Elliot Knapp.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and of the free and the home of the brave.
Great job. Is that not on?
I think it was, but I may not have been holding it close enough.
Now it's on. Now let's meet the entire royal court for the Pana Tri-County Fair. Let's have the young ladies introduce themselves.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Elliot Knapp, and I'm your 2025 Little Miss Pana Tri-County. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Carson Jones, and I'm your 2025 Junior Miss. Thank you.
David, we're going to take a minute and go ahead and handicap this first race.
Sure.
Not going to be hard to handicap as everybody picked the 2 to win this horse and the 3 to finish third.
Yep, and 3 of us picked the 1 to finish second, so we can go through it pretty quick here. Quick note, though, we want to talk about our handicapper. Our guest selection today is none other than Richard S. Finn from Altamont, generational horseman who knows his way around a track. Happy to have him doing some picks with us today. So let's look at today's first race. Today's first race, I went 2-1-3 using Lou's Guardian on top. Bills are due Lou for Matt and Jill Brown second. My third choice was Loy's Hank Jr. for Chris Brown and trainer Jill Brown. Richard S. Finn went a little different direction. He went 2-4-3 using the 4-horse, the first lifetime starter, and 90-year-old driver Ray Gash as his second choice. and then picking up Lois Hank Jr. for his third. So where are these Surratts at?
We're in the same 213. Both Lisa and I the same spot with you. Again, we like the young driver Jaquavian Carter. Rashawn Trigg has had a good summer at the county fairs. And then with the one, Matt Avenatti, he's driving a Jill Brown horse there. And it looks like the first time he's driven that. Nope, he's driven it twice. And the 2 times he's driven it, one time it finished second. And then the 3, driven by Chris Brown and Jill Brown owned horse. So Jill's got an opportunity here. She gets money for 2 spots out of this horse.
Absolutely. I think all of us went with experience in this race with the 4-horse making a first lifetime start. But Richard said he wanted to try with the local connections. He's from down around that neck of the woods and knows the West Salem and Fairfield, the owners and trainers and drivers here. And I think he might. I tell you what, I did see this horse warming up. And for a first-time starter, I know she'd warming up before. You know, a lot of excitement was going on out here, but she was behaving herself like an old pro. So he may know something we don't know here with this 4-horse.
And so with that, as we get ready here, they are getting some water on that track. That track is dry. What would you consider the condition out here?
Well, I'll tell you, to be a fast track, hopefully today, it looks like it was pretty good. When I was crossing earlier, about 10:30, 11 this morning, I had to get over to the grandstand, and the tractor pull strip was muddy. I had to claw mud off my shoes. They had a nice little sprinkle here this morning. It kind of wetted the ground, but it just settled the dust, and the track is throwing up dust now, and they're putting water on it. So we're going to have a fast track for today's races. I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. It wasn't deep or hard or anything. It was drug up real nice.
All right. With that, we're going to get ready to go here. Scott Beal will be giving track announcements here in a little bit.
I want to give a quick shout out to Tom Latonis, who did that quick little speech before the first race. It was good to hear him talk about our friend Tom Shin and a friend I met last year who's no longer with us anymore, but Dan Thompson. I came over last year on Sunday between the 2 sales, and I observed the races over here for the first time as a fan, and I had such a great time. I wanted to go talk to the fair board, and I caught the ear of Dan Thompson, who was not only the speed superintendent but also the fair board president, and he was awfully proud of his fair and his horse racing, and he was excited for me to tell him we were coming back to do some broadcasting this year. And unfortunately, he didn't make it to see the fair himself, but we have Tom helping us out do the putting on the races on. And I tell you what, the fair board is proud of their races here. They're proud of the tradition they have here, and I think, as Tom was saying, someone like Dan, who wasn't scared of work, would pick up trash or take ticket sales or whatever needed done, mowing grass, he did it. You know, those are the kind of folks that make these fairs move. So we appreciate.
Well, in the grandstands, it looks like there's about 50 people there, but if Lisa gets a picture of it later over in the beer garden over there, that place is packed.
I mean, we say, what's that? 100 foot long by 40 building or something like that. Bigger than that. Maybe 150. I don't know how big it is, but it is wall to wall packed. There are tables and chairs all full. This side is all picnic tables, kind of like the apron area, and it's full of people. It's just fantastic to have so many fans out.
And there's the call to post. We'll go to Scott Beal.
Horsemen, we will be having post parades today. We will be having post parades.
Avenatti Racing.
Up here because Scott apparently just calling them out. Are they behind the car, David?
They're going into that turn. I gave about 15 seconds if you got something you want to say.
Nope, it looks like Tina could be doing photo finish today.
Tina and Leanne are doubling up duties here. Leanne and Tina are both going to do photo finish and charting and identification and fair inspection and all that work together.
Yeah, it's kind of in between of them, really.
Yeah.
As you know, we look
And
at the old
there's
jurisdictions.
no photo finish today because everyone's busy with the sales, and Emba and Lane are busy.
Oh, there is
and
no photo finish?
Couldn't get one here, so Tina has to double up and do that job
Well,
too.
goodness, if we had known ahead of time, we could have had one of the girls do that.
I know, but then we had to bring our own iPad, though.
Oh, is that what you have to do? I didn't bring
we
the iPad
we could have
today.
done those things, but we
So,
just didn't.
Talk about things we haven't done it for a couple of weeks.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's first race is a maiden trot. Also eligible, non-winners of $1,500 lifetime. It is the Dan Thompson Memorial for a purse of $1,500. Let's meet the field. Number 1, Bills Are Due Lou, owned by the Flacco Family Farms of Alexis, trained by Jill Brown with Matt Avenatti in the bike. Number 2 is Lou's Guardian, also owned by the Flacco Family Farms, trained by Roshan Trigg with Jaquavian Carter driving. Number 3, Loy's Hank Jr., owned by Jackson Loy of Beecher City, trained by Jill Brown with Chris Brown driving. And number 4, This Bro's Got Mojo, in a first career start, owned by Michael Luthi of West Salem, trained by Trenton Watson and Ray Gash in the bike. Please make note, number 4, This Bro's Got Mojo, wearing trotting hobbles for this first career start. That is your field for race 1. Horses headed to the gate will be underway in just a moment.
Bring ourselves up real quick here. We got some folks in the chat. We want to say thank you for watching. Both Prather grandparents, Rick and Sandy Prather, watching from Rushville, and Grandma Robeson was watching from Rushville. We thank you for following along all season on Harness Tube. Love watching the grandbabies out here driving. Bridget from over in Decatur, one of our loyal fans who's been traveling a little bit this year too to some of the fairs. Love seeing her out. Always a good time. She said she'll be here hopefully tomorrow and Monday. We'll be at the sale Monday, but we'll be here tomorrow, Bridget. So if you're out, pop on by and say hello.
Absolutely, and I know Lisa does, and your mom knows a lot of people. She's with us this weekend.
As the starting car makes its way to the backstretch in preparation for Route 1, for race 1, we heard before today's races that Superintendent of Speed Tom Latonis spoke about Dan Thompson and his impact on this fair and how much he cared for this fair. Dan was cremated, and his companion Carol Burke has Dan's ashes in the starting car today before today's first race. So Dan will be a part of this race that has been named in his honor. The starting car begins to roll. The gate is extended. The horses approach the gate. We are a quarter mile away from getting race 1 of 9 into the books here on a beautiful day at Pana at the Tri-County Fair, the first of 3 days of racing. Start time 2 o'clock today, 2 o'clock Monday, but don't forget tomorrow, start time is 1 o'clock. Moved up an hour earlier to accommodate the Demolition Derby tomorrow evening. So if you're coming to the races tomorrow, please don't forget we do have an earlier start time tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Meanwhile, here comes the field approaching the grandstand, about ready to get race 1 underway. This maiden trot, 4 entrants. They're off and trotting. Out early on, Loy's Hank Jr. takes the lead and heads to the rail as Bills Are Due Lou drops into second right behind as they head to the south turn. Moving up into third, This Bro's Got Mojo, and along the rail, Lou's Guardian. But Lou's Guardian moves right back and now takes over third, sending This Bro's Got Mojo back to fourth. The field moves into single file and heads to the backstretch for the first time. Up front, it's Loy's Hank Jr. in front by a length and a half over Bills Are Due Lou. 2 lengths back to Lou's Guardian, and then 3 lengths back to This Bro's Got Mojo in fourth. This Bro's Got Mojo looking to close in, though, as they move by the beer garden for the first time on this first trip. 33-4, the time for the first quarter, 33-4, and it's still Loy's Hank Jr., your leader, sweeping through that north turn on this first trip around the half-mile track here at Pana. Lois Hank Jr., the leader, as they get ready to come by the grandstand for the first time. Bills are due Lou in second. Jaquavian Carter takes Lou's Guardian out, looks to make a move as they go by, but thinks better of it and drops back in along the rail, tucked in behind Matt Avenatti in second. But now coming up from third, this bro's got mojo, moving from fourth, trying to make an effort into third. Can't get it done. Ray Gash is stuck out too wide. 106-1, your time for the half mile, 106-1. The leader since the beginning, though, has been Lois Hank Jr., now in front by 3 lengths over Bills or Do Lou. Lou's Guardian making a move now as they head to the backstretch for the final time. Lou's Guardian moves easily up into second with Jaquavian Carter at the helm, but coming up outside of that, this bro's got mojo, and Ray Gash goes from fourth past third into second. Now it's this bro's got mojo challenging for the lead. 137-3, your time for the 3/4. But it's all Lois Hank Jr., still the leader. Here comes Ray Gash, though, makes a move at the 7/8 mile, and Ray Gash and this bro's got mojo has the lead for now. They're at the top of the stretch and turn for home. This bro's got mojo is your new leader. Here comes Ray Gash, and this bro's got mojo headed to the wire for a win. Coming in second, Lois Hank Jr. by 3 lengths. 10 lengths back to Lou's Guardian in third. And then about 15 lengths back to Bills or Do Lou, finishing fourth. Time for the mile, 2:09 and 4. 2:09 and 4/5. Correction on the 3/4, 1:38 and 3. We'll give you the full rundown on those times in a little bit.
What a way to start off the races here at the Pana Tri-County Fair with a win by a first-time starter. This horse is owned by Michael Luthi of West Salem, Illinois, trained by Trenton Watson, and the driver, a catch drive for young 90-year-old Ray Gash, winning this first start for This Bro's Got Mojo. Congratulations to all the connections, and I think old Dan Thompson had something to do with that win, as he knew Ray and was probably a fan of Mr. Gash, and it seems appropriate to have Ray come out here and win this one in Dan's honor. So it should be fun to see the connections come back for a nice winner circle presentation.
Not a good.
I don't know what Mr. Finn knew that we didn't know, but he sure had some information on that one.
He actually, he didn't come out great point-wise, but he still got 1 point better than we did because he picked the 4-horse in there.
Absolutely.
And so,
not making a big distance on us, but either way, he still had the right.
Had a little insight there.
Yeah.
As we get those points, I'll get those up on the board.
Good to see Brenda Watson coming trackside now. Her son, Trenton, the trainer of this horse. Brenda works for the IHHA and is very busy all summer long, traveling from fair to fair, handing out trophies and collecting memberships and doing all the dirty work that has to be done when we go keep this IHHA thing floating on. But congratulations to her son, this first-time starter. This bro's got mojo.
And a question for you, David, particularly on the IHHA. And where are we at with legislation?
Moving back in front of the grandstand now. Your winner of race 1.
Saved by Scott.
Winning in their first career start, This Bro's Got Mojo. This 4-year-old.
Oh, he's a 4-year-old. That's why he was so classy out there.
In their first career start, picks up a win out of Dijarmbro by Mojo Mary. Ray Gash brings the horse home in a mile of 2:09 and 4. This is the Dan Thompson Memorial Race. We're glad to present the blanket in honor of Dan. You heard Tom talk about Dan earlier and how much Dan loved this fair. Dan was superintendent of speed here in 2023 when there were over 38 records broken in one single day of racing here at the Pana Tri-County Fair. Dan was very proud of that fact. Brenda Watson with the Illinois Harness Horsemen's Association assisting with the photo. She's holding the head of This Bro's Got Mojo as the Dan Thompson Memorial Blanket is presented to the connections of the winner of Race 1, This Bro's Got Mojo, owned by Michael Luthi of West Salem, trained by Trenton Watson, and that is 90-year-old Ray Gash in the bike. 90 years old, and he picks up a win.
Our guest selector right there.
All right.
Rundown, maybe?
Oh, we're still up.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the statistics for your first race. The fractions, the quarter was in 33 and 4. The half mile in 106 and 1. The 3/4 in 138 and 3. And the mile in 209 and 4/5. Checking the order of finish from the top down. Number 1, Bills or Dulu, finished 4. Number 2, Lou's Guardian, was 3rd. Number 3, Lois Hank Jr., was the runner-up. And number 4, This Bro's Got Mojo, was the winner. Top down, it would read 4-3-2-1. Race 1 is official. Coming up, race 2.
All right, David, let's talk about race 1 real quick here as we get. So that was more or less an open class, but it had to be maiden. Describe maiden.
Maiden is never having won a race. If a horse breaks their maiden, they win their first race. All 4 of those horses had never won a race. And so also eligible, you can see, none of them had wins. So there was also eligible non-winners of $1,500 in lifetime. So if a horse did have a win, but maybe only had made $1,000 lifetime, they'd still be eligible for this race to fill it out. But all the horses did naturally fit as that non-winners of one race lifetime. So a maiden race, a nice mile, nice connections to go home to the Dan Thompson Memorial. Good to see his family out here and in the fair and everyone supporting, his memory.
And then an oddity there for me, as we've been deep into this now for 3 years, is the fact that the 4-year-old had not raced last year at all.
And that's probably what Richard saw in the program, and I completely wasn't paying attention and missed. But yeah, Ray's an old timer. As you were talking about during the race, at 90 years old, he's maybe not as strong as he once was, but he has to train the horses at his speed, at his pace, and they may not get ready until they're 3 or 4 years old, but they still have a lot of good years left in them. I mean, they could race 10 more years. So he's breaking these horses at his pace and getting it done the right way. And I tell you what, the proof's in the pudding there.
All right, we'll go to commercial real quick. We'll be back after these messages.
Avenatti Racing, a third-generation, family-run stable with a legacy of excellence. Centrally located between Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky racing programs, Avenatti Racing specializes in buying yearlings, breaking, training, and racing top-performing standardbreds. Call 217-840-6469 or email avenattiracing@gmail.com today. Avenatti Racing, from yearling to racetrack, we build contenders.
Looking to move your mobile home? Need a roll-off dumpster at a competitive rate? Or maybe it's time to demo that old mobile home? Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport has you covered. We serve Central Illinois with reliable mobile home transport, offer affordable roll-off dumpsters for the Springfield area, and provide expert demolition services across Illinois and Missouri. For fast, friendly service, call Wayne Decker at 217-313-9744. That's 217-313-9744. Or find Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport on Facebook, your one-stop solution for mobile home services.
All right, we'll pull David and I up as we get ready to go here. Hey, from the backstretch, still my favorite thing that we started. We love hearing. We've heard from several of our fans here that our steady watchers. Tell us what you're doing on this Labor Day weekend.
We got David Williams watching from Byron, Mississippi. If you're out there, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what horse you're watching, what driver you're watching. We want to hear from you. We like sharing your stories and your experiences with everyone, and I think everyone likes joining in on that as well. So keep them coming, folks.
And what's been your favorite county fair race that we have done this summer? What track did you enjoy the most that you were either in person or watching on the network with us?
Yeah, and David's saying go Patton Stables for Jamaica and Walter, and also some cheers for JJ and Fatman. Although I might have a new nickname for JJ. Per Rob Ridoff, apparently all he eats is cereal around the fairgrounds.
Okay.
So he wants to start calling them Frosted Flakes.
Okay. All right.
But we'll
we
see
need
if that catches.
confirmation from his mom.
That's,
we know she's
Pebbles,
on
if
here.
you're watching, let us. There she is. Let us know if JJ only eats cereal, because apparently Ridoff says that's all he's feeding. That's all he's eating over there at the state fair. So he might need some home cooking sent up.
Yep. Call him Frosted Flakes.
Flakes.
That's funny. I like that.
Oh, and she's coming on her way. She's in the car on her way to Pana. So ask and you shall receive. We love hearing from all of our fans. We love knowing who's coming, and we love seeing people come out to the races in person, because that's what it's all about. I tell you what, the beer tent, when they went by going past the quarter, you could hear them, and in a 4-horse race. So people have fun here. It should be fun to have some horsemen show up. I think Brendan Potts had a tent set up back there, maybe on the backstretch. So it's a good place to watch some races.
Yeah, I'm still thinking on the Frosted Flake thing. I like that. and guess what? It's 2 Fs, just like 2 J's.
2 J's. I'm trying to think if there's something that would tie in with Carter or JJ. I kind of blanked.
Or maybe Mama can tell us what kind of cereal he likes.
What's his favorite cereal? Let us know. What's JJ's favorite cereal?
Yeah, we might have a.
She wasn't lying. He's always eating cereal, apparently, so that's a thing.
Yep. Pebbles, tell us what kind of cereal. We might have a present for him tomorrow.
Here we go.
All right. As we get ready to go here for race 2, let's handicap this thing out.
Sure.
David.
I thought I had in a post break, but we have some time left. We'll go through it real quick. Today's second race is a non-winners of one lifetime maiden pace, this time first division. I went 2-3-5 in this race, and Mr. Richard S. Finn went the same direction, so we'll handicap them together. I went Laughing in the Rain on top for Cassidy Winton. My second choice was Diane LL Dream, picking up Cole Prather in the bike. Horse hasn't missed the board in the last 5 or 6 starts. My third choice for the ladies, man, and Fat Man Carter for Roshan Trigg. Where are the Surratts at?
Well, I tell you what, Mr. Consistency here, been third, hasn't done really well. I'm looking with Jaquavian on that horse today. He's driven it 2 of the 3 times. This will make it the 3rd time this year. I'm looking for that to have its breakout race today. And so, no, excuse me, I'm going with Colt. I got to get my numbers right here. I'm going with the Nick Prather horse. Again, consistency, 2 3s, 3 2s, and 1 4. Cole driving that horse today for Nick Prather. Then after that, I am going to the 1 horse, Quajavian Carter's horse, and then to the 4 horse in Perfect Circle with Connor Prather on it. I'm going Young Guns in this race. Lisa went 3-5-1, so she put Jaquavian in the, the 2 spot, and then Quajavian.
Second race is a
in
maiden
the
pace.
1
Also
spot.
eligible, non-winners of $1,500 lifetime. It's the first division of the Gene Funk Memorial for a purse of $750. Let's meet the field. Number 1, Charlotte Ann, owned by Latoya Hewlett of Clinton, Mississippi, trained by Roshan Trigg with Quajavian Carter in the bike. Number 2, Laughing in the Rain, owned, trained, and driven by Cassidy Whitten of Martinsville. Number 3 is Diane LL Dream, owned by Andrew Chudzik of Plainfield, trained by Nick Prather. Contrary to the program, that is Cole Prather in the bike. Number 4 is Imperfect Circle, owned by the Windy City Farm of Marengo, trained by Nick Prather, with Connor Prather driving. And number 5, For the Ladies' Man, owned by Nelson Wade Jr. of Jackson, Mississippi, trained by Roshan Trigg, with Jaquavian Carter in the bike. 5 entries, 5 horses to the gate. They're headed to the backstretch. We'll be underway with race 2 in just a few moments.
we'll come back real quick. We want to give a shout out to Eric Plowman watching from up there in Iowa, a fellow horseman who knows his way around this track probably. And Pebbles, give us an answer. The answer. JJ is a Cinnamon Toast Crunch fan, so we'll have to try to find him a box or something sometime for and if Ridolph's listening, we can't call him Frosted Flakes now, can we? With Cinnamon Toast Crunch, we'll have to figure out something. But David's in the chat saying that Jimmy D Shark races tomorrow, so we want to thank everyone for following along and all of our fans for following along all season long and kind of coming to this last hoorah, the Pana Tri-County Fair, the 2025 County Fair horse racing season. I'm trying to keep an eye on, see if we're going to the gate yet or not, but
yeah, I'm kind of watching the girls. They haven't got there yet, but
they like talking, don't they? They're having a Mom said this is her vacation.
Yeah, her and Lisa will be talking up there. Hopefully we don't miss any races.
If I need to run a camera, I can.
Girls, if you get all 9 races in today and don't miss anything, there's wine in it for you.
Mom brought her own along, so.
We'll see if Lisa's listening. She didn't pack any.
Well, we have extra, I'm sure, in our car.
And so a beautiful day for racing. I would say this
is the environment you want, isn't it? I mean, if you want to come watch horse racing, it's a park-like environment. There's a nice big beer tent.
And now the field is turned and the gate is rolling as the field makes its way toward the gate.
Back to Scott Beal.
Just about ready to get race 2 underway. Despite the fact that these horses have not seen their first career win yet, some of them have enjoyed a measure of success this summer. Charlotte Ann, in 3 previous starts, has finished 3rd in their 3 starts this year. And Diane LL Dream, the last 5 races, that horse has hit the board, just hasn't been in the winner's circle. So maybe today will be the day for one of those. The field is at the top of the stretch for race 2, the maiden pace, Division 1 of the Gene Funk Memorial. Here they come. Off and pacing. Nice clean start out early, Laughing in the Rain, and Cassidy Witten takes the lead and shows the field the way down to the south end of the track as they head into the turn. In second is Diane LL Dream, and then on the inside, in third is Imperfect Circle. On the outside, in fourth for the ladies' man, trailing the field is Charlotte Ann. Meanwhile, up front, Laughing in the Rain and Cassidy Witten has put 5 lengths in front of Diane LL Dream back in second. In third along the rail, still Imperfect Circle, but now moving up front to take over second is Imperfect Circle, showing a burst of speed as they go down the rail. 29-3 your time for the first quarter, 29-3 at this point. We're barely a quarter mile into the race, and Cassidy Witten has Laughing in the Rain 10 lengths in front of the nearest challenger, Imperfect Circle, back in second. Laughing in the Rain is at the top of the stretch, Imperfect Circle in second. Coming up, though, making a challenge as they go by the grandstand for the first time, it's going to be for the ladies' man, now takes over second and puts Imperfect Circle back in third. In fourth, Charlotte Ann, and some distance back to fifth place, the half mile in 58-3. 58 3/5 seconds as Cassidy Witten has Laughing in the Rain in front, been expanding that lead since the start, and now has about a 12-length lead over the challenger. Now coming up, though, in front, now we've got Laughing in the Rain. There she is. Laughing in the Rain goes by the beer garden. In second for the ladies' man. Imperfect Circle in third. And then 15 lengths back to Charlotte Ann in a distant fourth. 128 flat, the time for the 3 quarters. 128 flat. Diane LL Dream distantly back in fifth out of this race. Here comes to the top of the stretch for the grandstand. Going to bring home the win. Cassidy Witten, Laughing in the Rain. Didn't face a challenge at all in this race. Here she goes by the grandstand, Laughing in the Rain, your winner for race 2, driven by Cassidy Witten. Late challenge for second, but no challenge needed for the ladies' man. Took second, a half length over Imperfect Circle in third, and then some 20 lengths back to Charlotte Ann in fourth. Diane LL Dream pulled up and exited the track. The mile in 1:58 flat. 1:58 flat.
Congratulations to the connections, which I guess would be just Cassidy Witten on this one, as she owns, trains, and drives this horse, Laughing in the Rain, breaking its maiden 3-year-old filly Down by the Seaside. She's just coming, look at the program here, she's just coming out of Ohio, been racing at the fairs for Bo Brown, and the local connections out there in Ohio. Cassidy must have bought this horse online or picked it up somehow privately, but brings it out here to the Pana Tri-County Fair, makes the first start in her barn, a winning one, in a nice time in a county fair, 158 flat for this 3-year-old filly Down by the Seaside out of Get the Look by Cam's Card Shark. So congratulations to all the connections. But yeah, this filly just threw 1:55 last start out at Scioto over the 5/8 mile track there. So definitely some speed, some talent built into this horse. Cassidy brings it here to the Illinois Fairs and showed off a little bit here for a nice mile win. 58 flat in a maiden pace first division. Mike Cox was in the chat. If I can bring
Ladies and gentlemen, now approaching the winner's circle. The winner of race 2, number 2, Laughing in the Rain. She owns that horse. She trains it, and that's her in the driver's seat. Cassidy Witten of Martinsville, Illinois, shows Laughing in the Rain to the winner's circle for that horse's first career win. The Bay filly is 3 years old Down by the Seaside out of Get the Look. Our fair royalty headed out to help present the blanket for Division 1 of the Gene Funk Memorial.
All right, David, real quick, you and the Mr. Finn.
We might catch
15
rundown.
points.
This race and the next one named in honor of Gene Funk, a local entrepreneur and farmer, a Freemason, a member of the Lions Club, and a longtime supporter of the Sports Boosters. One of the few merchants who would bring a tent out here for the Pana Tri-County Fair and have his business wares on display for the public during the fair. What a great way to remember his legacy here. Congratulations again to Cassidy Witten, bringing Laughing in the Rain home in 1:58. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the fractions. Race 2 is official. The first quarter was in 29 3. The half mile was in 58 3/5. The 3 quarters in 1:28 flat. And the mile in 1:58 flat. Order of finish from the top down, Charlotte Ann, number 1, finished 4. Number 2, Laughing in the Rain, was your winner. Number 3, Diane LL Dream, did not finish. Number 4, Imperfect Circle, was 3rd. And number 5, For the Ladies' Man, was the runner-up. Top down, the program would check 4-1, DNF. 3-2. Race 2 is official. Looking ahead to race 3 coming up. That is Division 2 of the Gene Funk Memorial, also a maiden pace. Scratch the 1, Damn Dan. Scratch the 1, Damn Dan in race 3 coming
Awesome.
up.
Thank you very much.
Horseman, you may come to the track with race 3.
All right, David, we'll take a minute to look at things. You and Richard Finn, 15 points on that.
That's not so bad. I'll take that.
I
It's
got
not
a,
18,
I got
but
a measly 4, so I have 5 points total, or so I have 3 or something like that, and Lisa only has 3 points.
it's
So,
tough sledding out here, isn't it? After that first race, threw us all for a curve.
Yeah, it did. It really messed us up as far as that's concerned.
Want to give a shout out. We got Mike Cox in here saying, nice drive, Ray. I think I'd have to agree with that sentiment. Ray doing a quality job out there. An old pro, an old veteran. Raced his own race, didn't worry about too much what was going on ahead of him, but got the win anyway. Tim Searle said he just got done riding his motorcycle. Probably was down at the sale, if I had to imagine. Drove home in time to catch the races here at Pana live on Harness Tube. We want to thank him for tuning in.
Yeah, I was going to say Tim Searle. He's right there in that age group there with Ray Gash, right?
I don't know about that.
He's not going to like me now.
I thought Steve was the older of the two brothers, but Tim, he's not that old.
But with that, thanks guys for watching.
Yeah,
us
we
today,
love
and
having
thanks for
fun
the
all
comments.
season long. We've Tim being a judge himself, we spent a lot of time in the judges' booths with him, giving him a hard time and having fun. It was good to see him and Ron Van der Rostein catch up there in Morrison, good buddies from back in the day, and looked like kids again when they were talking about horse racing at the fairs. So that's what this is all about. We like seeing everybody share those memories and those friends that we have. We grew up, at these fairs and all the horse races, and just keeping the groups together.
I'm sure Tim's wife is like mine. She's probably heard the same stories, 1,000 times. The older
You just
you
act
get,
like you haven't heard them before. Act like they're brand new, right?
Yeah. She doesn't. She usually gives me a knee, like she's tired of listening to it. I said, well, I need some new stories.
Well, that's
Gotta have
true.
to have new adventures here.
You got to make some. That's what we're doing here at the horse races. Is take you around all these fairs in the state and show you new things and have new stuff to talk about, if nothing else.
Absolutely. As we get ready for race 3, as we'll go to commercial, we'll be back after these messages.
Make plans now to attend the 27th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale, which takes place on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Once again this year, the catalog will offer not only a strong lineup of Illinois-conceived and foaled yearlings, but also an excellent supporting cast of colts and fillies eligible to other state-bred programs in the Midwest and on the Eastern Seaboard. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 1st, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
Wouldn't hardly leave that area.
David, yeah, you're right. The barbecue being over there by the beer tent. We're back up here. We're going to talk about Kerr Auction Company. Thanks, Tim. I had to get a jab in today.
Love it.
But let's talk about Kerr Auction Company out of Mount Sterling. Number one, they do live auctions, and you can do the auction on your phone. There's an app for you to do it. They do them all over the United States, and they have at least 6 auctions coming up now through the end of the year. September 8th, they're in Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, not Iowa, Pennsylvania. November 18th, Torrington, Wyoming. December 9th, Timewell, Illinois. December 11th, Murfreesboro, Illinois. December 18th, winter sale at Mount Sterling, Illinois. And they'll finish the year out December 30th at the winter sale in Wisconsin. And so you can go to kerrauction.com. Check out the selections there. Download the app there that you can use to bid with. Or if you've got any questions, give them a call at 217-242-9600. That's Kerr Auction Company.
Absolutely, and they do such a great job. They promote they do so well, and always adding more and more auctions in. I can't recommend that enough. If you want to download their app, you can find a piece of equipment or a tool you like or need. You can put a reminder on it, and it'll let you know when that's going to close, so you don't miss your chance on getting a deal on something like that. So just give them a look and download.
Absolutely, we'd love to have that. Thank our guys at Timewell Tile.
Eric Plowman said he wishes that the auction was in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. That's up in his neck of the woods. He's over there in, what town is he in? Keosauqua? No, that's not right. I'll forget
Well, the thing about it, Eric, is you can get the app online and you can bid just like you're there.
You can, you're true. I think Eric likes moseying around the auctions like the old timers do. I know I like to for
so
sure.
You're saying
but
Eric is an old timer,
no,
so you're
no.
trashing on our
I'm
listeners
saying
today,
I think Eric has an eye to go through and look at the stuff in person. I grew up at auctions. My grandfather was an auctioneer. My grandma was a secretary of an auction company. So I grew up at these things. And today we're missing an auction, a horse sale, and Monday we're going to be at one. I love the environment. I love the excitement. I love everyone's together. We'll throw it back to Scott Beal.
We'll hop in while Scott is quiet here for a moment. David, go over your picks because you picked different than everybody else.
Real quick, I went on 4 on top. I like Stars With You, using that as my winner here. My second choice was the 2 Special Model out of Nick Prather barn for Carolyn Wiley and Cole Prather. My third choice was a scratch, so we're going to have to throw that one out.
Make it a 3 now.
Make that the 3 now, and we'll see. I'll go 4, 2, 3 in this race. Mr. Finn's going 2, 4, 3, using the 2 on top. Where are the Surratts?
Well, you caught me off guard here as I was making your change. Okay. I'm an old guy. I can only do one thing at a time. Okay. As we look at here, the Surratts, 2 for the winner, just like Finn's. We both swapped the 4 and the 3 for second and third. So we really like Cole Prather and like the chances as this young horse here of doing some things.
I'm going to look before we get to the post-parade. I want to throw this up real quick. Got a chat here. Concealed Carries watching from Southern Tennessee, grew up on the fence at the first turn every Labor Day watching the races with the family. That was 30 years ago. Every Labor Day thinks about the Pana Tri-County Fair. And I tell
Ladies
you
and gentlemen, race 3 today.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Division 2 of the Gene Funk Memorial.
Here's the post-parade.
Also a maiden pace and also eligible non-winners of $1,500 lifetime. The field ready to make its way by the grandstand. Number 1, Damn Dan, is a scratch. Number 2, Special Model, owned by Carolyn Wiley of Glenwood, Illinois, trained by Nick Prather, Cole Prather, in the bike. Number 3 is TJ's Pilot, owned by the Flacco Family Farms of Alexis, and co-owned by Roshan Trigg of Brandon, Mississippi. Trigg is the trainer, and that is LaDerek Huggins in the driver's seat. And number 4, Stars With You, owned by Wayne Brown of Mason, Tennessee. Wayne Brown is the trainer, and that is Jaquavian Carter at the reins of Stars With You. 3 starters, 4 entries. Remember, the 1, Damn Dan, is a scratch. 3 will go to the gate in race 3 coming up.
I don't think Scott caught that driver's change, but we do have a driver change on the 3. Make that Quajavian JJ, or should we call him Frosted Flakes Carter out there on the 3 now, TJ's Pilot. So make a driver's change on that one. Scratch the 1, driver change on the 3. We've got 2 Carter boys and 1 Prather out here, so we're a nice young race with, let's see, it's Cole, so he's 25. I had the number pretty close, but Cole's 25, JJ's, I think, 22 or 3, and I might be getting a year behind now. I think Fat Man's now 19. Sounds right. Yeah, he's 21 now. There we go. Bridget was saying her dad was also an auctioneer. Good to have horses. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Good to have. You know, I think the horse racing community is a lot like the auction community. They travel, you know, from spot to spot. They spend a lot of time together, and they, you know, it's kind of a close knit thing. So good to have that memory shared with us. And Tim's saying he's going to go finish out the ISA races Wednesday in Sandwich. Come out to everyone. Again, another nice, you know, relaxed fair, beautiful environment. Always have some good races up there in Sandwich. Go on out if you're up north and join them up there in Sandwich on Wednesday.
Yeah. They got it on a TV or something up there, or phone? Okay.
Have a driver's change on the 3. We have that made to scratch the 1. I think the horses are getting close to the gate. We'll throw it back to Scott
And now
Beal.
the field is turned and the starting gate is beginning to roll. The field gathers up around the gate. The wing is extended. We'll be headed toward the wire here for race 3 in just a moment. 2 of these horses, Special Model and Stars With You, have not had a start this year until right now. Meanwhile, TJ's Pilot has only had 7 starts so far this year and hit the board 1 time, finished 3rd about almost a month ago at Altamont. So one could say there is not a lot of experience this year in this field of these 3 horses. Special Model and Stars With You, first time seeing the gate all season. Cars at the top of the stretch for race 3, this maiden pace. We're almost underway. 6 more races to go. Beautiful day here at the Pana Tri-County Fair. Here they come. Off and pacing and out early. Stars With You, and Jaquavian Carter takes the lead, and he tries to get down to the rail in front of Cole Prather with Special Model in second as TJ's Pilot drops in along the rail into third. So Jaquavian Carter, he got that lead right off the bat, headed down to the rail, and he's going to try and hang on to that as he shows the field the way to the back stretch with Stars With You, your leader, as they head down the back stretch for the first time in race 3 here today. They're single file. In second, it's Special Model and Cole Prather, and then TJ's Pilot, driven by LaDerek Huggins. There they go by the beer garden for the first trip. With Stars With You and Jaquavian Carter, he's been your leader the whole way. Puts a little bit of distance in between Stars With You and Special Model now. 34 flat. The time for the first quarter, 34 seconds flat, as the field is at the apex of the north turn and ready to come by the grandstand, completing this first half mile here at Pana. Number 4, Stars With You, has been the leader since the start, and Jaquavian Carter keeps that horse in front as they come by the grandstand for the first time. Special Model in second by a length and a half, and then at the same distance back to TJ's Pilot in third. Everybody content to remain where they are. The first half in 106 and 4/5, 106 and 4. So the field has been unchanged since the start. We've got less than a half a mile to go. We're going to see if anybody wants to make a move. The gap between the top three is widened to 2 lengths apiece now. Stars With You is still in front. Now it's closed back in to Special Model in second by about a length and a half, and then the same distance back to TJ's Pilot. Looks like Derek Huggins was trying to make a move but couldn't do it. Now these top 2 are beginning to separate themselves from TJ's Pilot. They get to the north turn. 133 and 2, 133 and 2, the time for the 3 quarters. Now here comes somebody ready to make a move. Special Model and Cole Prather swings out and hits the gas. Special Model is going to take over the lead at the top of the stretch, and here comes Special Model, going to come home for the win in race 3 today. Special Model came out of nowhere, gets the win over Stars With You, 3 lengths in front, and then some 8 lengths back to TJ's Pilot in third. Special Model, driven by Cole Prather, was content to remain right behind that leader for 7/8 of a mile. Then at the top of the north turn there, Cole Prather came outside and said, "It's time to go, Special Model." Dropped the hammer and brought that win home. The mile was in 2:07 and 3. 2:07 and 3, your time for the mile.
Congratulations to the Connections, the winner of today's third race, Special Model, owned by Carolyn Wiley of Glenwood, Illinois, trained by Nick Prather, driven by his son, Cole Prather. So another nice race here, 2:07 and 3 for this maiden pace. A 3-horse race, not a lot of movement going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have the
content.
fractions, the rundown, but just if you're making notes right now, there is a corrected time for the 3/4. Make your 3/4 time 1:38 and 2/5. I'll have the rundown of all the fractions and the order of finish once the winner's circle presentation is over. But if you were making a note right now, the 3/4 time was corrected to 1:38 and 2/5. Full rundown in a few minutes.
Got Grandma Judy in the chat saying, "Congratulations, yay, Cole, good job." We will have to agree with that sentiment, as he did a fine job in that mile, biding his time, waiting until the time was right and making his move. In a short field, sometimes it's easier just to kind of let things settle down and get chilled out and let your horse relax and get those nerves settled so that you can go ahead and just put in the best mile you can. And I think Cole did a great job here today. Let that horse sit second. And just think about things a little bit and turn for home, went right on by. So nice start for the 2-year-old Captain Trevor for Miss Carolyn Wiley. I think we should have here we go.
Coming back in front of the grandstand, number 2, Special Model, the winner of race 3. That is a first career win for Special Model in a first career start. What a way to get the career started. This horse owned by Carolyn Wiley of Glenwood, Illinois, trained by Nick Prather, and that is Cole Prather in the driver's seat. This 2-year-old gelding by Captain Trevor out of Slippin' Away comes home in 2:07 and 3 in Division 2 of the Gene Funk Memorial. Congratulations to the connections of Special Model.
Did Connor get in that picture too in the background?
Race 3 is official.
Not sure.
Here are your fractions for race 3. The first quarter was in 34 seconds. The half mile was in 106 and 4/5. The 3 quarters in 138 and 2/5. And the mile in 207 and 3/5. From the top down, number 1, Damn Dan, was a scratch. Number 2, Special Model, the winner. Number 3, TJ's Pilot, was third. And number 4, Stars With You, was the runner-up. Top down, it would be scratch. 1, 3, 2. Race 3 is official. Looking ahead to race 4, there are no changes. Race 4 is clean. It is the 1-mile trot, free-for-all trot, Division 1 of the Wilma and Morris Coleman Memorial. Coming up with race 4, 5 entries, no changes.
Horseman, race 4, you may come to the track.
Well, David, Richard Finn has jumped out to the lead.
Oh,
as we
commanding
put
one.
the 3-horse, him and Lisa ended up doing the trifecta there. And, you know, he's had 15 points in the last race like you did. But you only got 5 that race. I got 12 as I did pick the winner, and those two got 18. So it looks like I'm still sitting in last place here. Lisa's in third. You're in second by 1.
By 1.
And then Richard Finn is out in the lead by 14 points.
Yeah, and on a short card, it's going to be tough to come by some points today with only 5 more races to go, so we'll have to see what we can do here. But I don't like being back 14 points, but I'll take what I can get.
All right. With that, as we get ready to go here, we'll take a station break. We'll be back after these messages.
'24 Illinois County Fair Training Champion. Kev Miller's horses are built to win, and it all starts here. Ready to join a winning team? Call Kev at 217-254-0170 or send a message to the email address on the screen to learn more. Kev Miller Stables. Train to win.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Bring us back up real quick. Want to give a shout out. We have Dell Moldenauer in the chat saying, "Hey Tim, I'll see you Saturday or see you at Sandwich on Wednesday." Dell was one of those guys who talked about splitting up and doing 2 fairs and going to different places. He's somebody who could maybe cover a broadcast color commentary or something. So good to have him with us. Good to be always thinking about the future and how to grow Harness Tube.
Absolutely. All we got to do is figure out how to get David more time off. Lisa and I have nothing but time. But I will tell you, I took on another part-time job this week. A possible part-time job coming up for me.
What's that?
Actually working with workplace chaplains at DOT.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So right down my alley, but I'll be applying for that job this week.
And DOT, you know, that's a good local business. You know, just good to have those kind of opportunities back home, right? You know, in our small community.
Because I don't have anything going on in the mornings.
See, you can't sit
still.
still.
A part of my day that's not got anything in it, and I
got to fill it up.
Yeah, so
that's
I'm
exciting.
hoping to be doing some of that. And I tell you what, if you've never been involved with workplace chaplains, it's a great business that provides chaplains in businesses. So in other words, they go around a couple of times a week and depending on how big the department is, things like that. And they just check on how your employees are doing mentally. And
that's the kind of stuff that, a corporation like DOT is so forward thinking, bringing that into their business, into a small little town of Mount Sterling, checking on people's well-beings and their spirituality and their faith. I mean, those are so important to everyone's daily life. To exclude that from work, just kind of was missing part of who you are. So to bring that in and fold it into the work environment, it's a pretty cool opportunity, really.
And the company does that nationwide as far as the workplace chaplains. And it's just making sure your employees, some of the stuff that they're dealing with at home, if you can help them deal with those things or talk with them, that it makes them a better employee.
Oh, absolutely.
It clears up their mind.
I've seen that happen where good bosses can kind of do some of that work themselves, but it's not necessarily their job. So something like this is a great opportunity to bring in, a professional. And this is really where your passion is, being, a clergyman yourself. This is the kind of stuff that you're called to, the stuff that really kind of pulls at your heart and, really gives you the most motivation to help and do the best you can.
All right, with that, we're coming to race 4. Let's handicap race 4 here. And there's some differences
We're
here.
a little different, so I'll go through them separately here. I went 1-5-2. I'm using Xena Lou on top for Jill Brown, seeing the time coming off of DeCoin miles. Like that, the best. My second choice was the 5, Princess of Royals for Archie Buford, coming in out of Woodstock and hitting up Kentucky and Springfield and DeCoin for a couple starts, but a couple ticks maybe behind the 1 horse. My third choice, I went to the 2, Fox Valley Jessie. I like Jamaica. I like seeing Walt drive this horse. He's been driving her all summer long. Hopefully she's getting sharp and he can get hit the board for us here in today's 4th race. Mr. Finn Richard went 5-4-3, so he went Prince of Royals on top, Fox Valley Quest, and then his third choice was the 3, Dooleyville Lou.
Yeah, you went different on the 1 than anybody else. Lisa and myself picked the 1 horse to finish 3rd, but you picked a 2, and Lisa picked that as her horse to win this, Archie Buford horse, and then nobody else picked a 2 to do anything in this race, and but Lisa and I picked the 1 for 3rd, and I picked the 4 for in the 2nd place, the Chris Brown driven Jill Brown Fox Valley Quest, and as I looked at this, a lot of these, as you'll see, a lot of differences in ours. They're hard to handicap.
They are.
Because these horses, you've got a horse that got first by 5 lengths, but yet it got 4th in a race by 14 lengths.
Yeah, and then a horse like Fox Valley Quest has made $200,000 a lifetime. I mean, obviously the talent's in there. He's on his downward slide of his career. Maybe not the horse he once was, but, could he throw the speed out there and win this thing? Absolutely. It's kind of tough to handicap these trots, these free-for-all trots.
All right, with that, we'll go back to Scott Beal.
Trained and driven by Jill Brown. Number 2 is Fox Valley Jessie, owned by Sherry Boldovich of Lakewood, Jamaica Patton of Rochester, and Linda Allhands of Monticello, trained by Jamaica Patton. Walter Holmes III is the driver. Number 3 is Dooleyville Lou, owned by Phil Dooley of Hidalgo, trained by Harold G. Finn, with Harold Finn Jr. in the bike. Number 4 is Fox Valley Quest, owned by Chris Brown of Charleston, trained by Jill Brown, and Chris Brown is the driver. And number 5, Prince of Royals, owned by Audra Fetcher of Henderson, Kentucky, trained and driven by Archie Buford. 5 horses entered in race 4, 5 to the gate. They're making their way to the gate and will be underway with race 4 in just a few moments.
I think I can pull myself back up while we have some time here. We got Dell in the chat saying I need to win the lottery. I tell you what, Dell, if I could do this full time, I'd be a pretty happy camper. I'd be trying to invest stuff like Cujo Entertainment up in Canada. It would be the McDonald's brothers. That's Anthony and James's brother, Curtis McDonald, and they broadcast races up in Canada and other sporting events, hockey games, and you know, all the kind of stuff up there. And I love they have a production van and a bunch of different camera angles and all the bells and whistles. So if I won the lottery, we'd be doing a lot of that cool stuff here with Harness Tube in Illinois as well. I guarantee it. But as we kept saying, it's a beautiful day out here at the Pana Tri-County Fair. The folks are here. The rides are going. It's a nice, cool breeze. I just can't get over the backstretch, folks. If you can see on the camera shots at all, not only do we have a beer tent that's packed
The
wall
field
to
is
wall,
turned and the gate is rolling.
but there's tents set up and people who are just tailgating out there enjoying the nice day. So we'll throw it back to Scott Beal for today's 4th race. We want to thank you for joining us here on Harness Tube.
Horses up to the gate. Gate accelerates, top of the stretch now. We're almost underway with race 4, the free-for-all trot, Division 1 of the Wilma and Morris Coleman Memorial. Here they come. Off and trotting, what a great start, but Zena Lou on a break at the start. Zena Lou breaks and drops to the back of the field as the rest of the field leaves Zena Lou in the distance behind. Moving out front, they get along through the south part of the turn, and now Prince of Royals was braking and had to swing to the outside for Archie Buford. So 2 breaks in the first 1/8 of a mile. That leaves Fox Valley Quest, your leader, as those top 3 get to the backstretch for the first time. Fox Valley Quest in front, followed by Fox Valley Jesse, and then Dooleyville Lou in third. Both those horses that broke early have now caught the field, though. Here comes Zena Lou, screams back up into 4th, and Prince of Royals has fallen into 5th. They're all single file as they get the apex of the north turn. 31-2, the time for the first quarter mile, 31-2. But it's Fox Valley Quest, the leader, by 3 lengths over Prince of Fox Valley Jesse in second. They get ready to come by the grandstand for the first time. Here comes Fox Valley Quest, followed by Fox Valley Jesse, Dooleyville Lou, then Zena Lou, and Prince of Royals still in 5th. 102-1, your time for the half mile, 102-1, and Chris Brown with Fox Valley Quest has been the leader, the beneficiary of 2 horses breaking right at the start. That allowed Fox Valley Quest to get up front, and Fox Valley Quest has been there since the start. But Fox Valley Jesse has been right behind, and Walter Holmes III looking to pick up a win as they head down the backstretch toward the beer garden in today's 4th race. Fox Valley Jesse in second. There's a lot of traffic as they go by the beer garden. Fox Valley Quest is the leader. Bunch 3 wide as they hit the apex of the north turn, but Fox Valley Quest is the leader by almost a head as they're coming to the top of the stretch. Fox Valley Quest on the inside. On the outside is Fox Valley Jesse. Fox Valley Jesse trying to make a move and does so. Walter Holmes III takes the lead at the top of the stretch. Here comes Fox Valley Jesse going to take race 4, but Prince of Royals comes up out of nowhere taking second. Fox Valley Jesse was the winner. Prince of Royal was second. Zena Lou was third. Full rundown here in a moment. That's all right. 133 flat on the 3/4 and 204 flat. The mile in 204. 204 flat, the time for the mile.
We will get that 3/4 time for you as they call it out here. But what a nice race. There's horses coming from everywhere, as Mr. Carl Becker used to say. But they bunched up going to the 3/4 pole and finished in a nice compact formation for the but a nice win for the Fox Valley Jesse in connections. Sherry Boldovich and Jamaica Patton of Rochester, Linda Allhands, trained by Jamaica, and driven by Walt Holmes, getting the win in today's 4th race. That's his 4th win. Yep. He's got 17 starts, or 18 starts now, 4 wins, 3 seconds, and 4 thirds. Here come the connections down trackside now. Got some fans in the chat wishing congratulations to the connections. Walt, David Williams here, if I can get his chat to load. And Kenya's throwing up some green hearts, as we all love seeing those green hearts come up. But there we go. There's a thumbs up from Dave Williams. Steve was just commenting as he came back to the broadcast booth. The roar from the beer tent is just uncanny. I mean, we got to get over there next year, Steve. We keep talking about it. If we can get it tomorrow somehow, it'd be amazing. But just get set up somehow so we can be a part of that environment, or at least near it, to go interview somebody or something, because they're just having a blast. As Clark Fairley waves into the beer tent at the fans who are following along today. Throw it back to Scott for the winner circle presentation.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming back in front of the grandstand now, the winner of race 4, number 2, Fox Valley Jesse. Walter Holmes had this horse in second for most of the race, and then made a big move at the north turn there. In the middle of the turn, came out and swung wide and came home for the winner. Fox Valley Jesse, owned by Sherry Boldovich of Colorado, Jamaica Patton right here in Rochester, Illinois, and Linda Allhands of Monticello, trained by Jamaica Patton. Walter Holmes picks up his win. He got a first career win just about a month ago at Altamont. So Walter is having some success this month. This was Division I. It honors the memory of Wilma and Morris Coleman. Morris was in the Merchant Marines. He was a member of the Pana Elks, and he owned and operated the Aimco Wreckers and Coleman Pipe Company, among other businesses here in Pana. And Wilma organized the first Toys for Tots drive here in Pana several years ago. So they were both very active in their community, as we remember Wilma and Morris Coleman here today. Race 4 is official. Here come your fractions. The first quarter was in 31 and 2. The half mile was in 102 and 1/5. The 3/4 was in 133. And the mile was in 204 flat. We're coming up to race 5. There are no changes in race 5. Race 5 is clear. Race 5 is the Tom Shin Memorial. Race 5, the Tom Shin Memorial. It's Division 2 of the free-for-all trot.
All right, David, it was official, but officially we didn't do very well that much. You got a whole 7 points out of that. I got 3, Lisa got 4, and Richard Finn 1 point. So you were able to gain a little bit of ground on him. He's got 37 points. You're 29. Lisa's 25. Now I'm sitting still back there in 4th place.
I hit the box in the trifecta, but it doesn't do me much good if you get them all out of order, so I didn't make up a whole lot of ground.
Well, you got a number 2, so you got 5 points.
Okay, that's
for
right.
there.
I did
5, and
that's
then
right.
you got 1 for each side of it.
I
so
thought I
got
boxed all 3, but you're right. I did get the 2nd place there. So.
Yep, you got the 2nd place. So that coming up, but again, wonderful day. Pana does a great job with this fair.
I mean, people bringing their dogs out in the backstretch and had their tent set up. I mean, you talk about a family-friendly environment. This is a place you'd want to be. And so close to walk over to the horse area. And I see right now there's a family walking through the horse
After the
barn,
harness races today,
looking at the horses. I mean,
forget,
getting their hands-on experience. So,
Blonda Rosa will be playing from 8 p.m. until 1 a.m. Live band in the beer garden. We've got a truck pull in front of the grandstand that begins at 7 o'clock. And, of course, the carnival is open. As you can see, the ride's operating right now. The carnival is open from 1 to 5 today. Then they take a break and reopen from 6 to 10 p.m. Enjoy the carnival. Don't forget, tomorrow, once again, harness racing, tomorrow and Monday, but tomorrow is an early post time. We begin at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock tomorrow for the harness races. There will be 12 races tomorrow. We start at 1. We want to get done early in time to allow the demolition derby drivers and the arena to be set up. So be here early, 1 o'clock on Sunday, 12 harness races. And then back to 2 o'clock on Monday. Just 5 races on Monday. 5 races.
All right, David, as we in the season now, we want to talk about advertising, but for next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
We want you to get involved in the 2026 season. I would imagine right now we're doing at least as many dates as we had scheduled this year.
Give or take, yeah.
Give or take, depending on what
falls where.
Yeah, because we always plan on that, and then occasionally we have a fair that bumps out on us.
Yeah.
As we didn't go to a fair because they didn't want us to come this year.
It happens.
That happens, but we usually have someone else that's just dying for us to get there.
Yeah, it seems like any place that has racing wants us to be there, and if we can't add a place because of scheduling or because of fair board or whatever, we'll add as many as we possibly can. We try to get as many as every year. Steve has his commitments he has, and I have work and kids and whatnot, but we'll try to spread ourselves out as much as we possibly can and cover as many fairs. That's our goal here, is to show you your horses. Everyone spends a lot of money on these horses and loves them, and to watch their investments race and develop, through the county fair race season. You want to watch all those races, even if it's not a big one.
So if you've got a business like Kerr Auction that does business throughout the nation,
or a
Time Will Tile,
a trucking company, anything like that,
we would love to have you as an advertiser. You can donate. That's what keeps it free out there for people to watch. And we talk to horsemen, owners, different people that are watching. We have, just like we've got an auction going on today, I can guarantee there's several devices at that auction that have racing on over here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, and that's the thing is everyone's life's getting so busy nowadays, but with technology, we can kind of bring that world a little closer together. So if you have any interest in horse racing, that's what we want to do, is we want to make sure that we can bring it to you wherever you're at, because life takes you in all different directions.
It does. And so we're happy to bring that to you. But contact David about that. The information's on the screen. You can do that at harnestube@gmail.com, or you can call him at 312-772-5122 as far as that's concerned. Now let's get into a little bit of handicapping here, as we're halfway through this day already.
We are, and this one should be easy for me to do because Mr. Richard Finn and I went in the same direction. We went 3-5-2 in today's 5th race. So on top, use the 3 Lose Mandalorian out of Flacco Family Farms stable and Jill Brown trainee. My second choice, that horse shows a 55-mile, a couple starts back, a 56, 2 starts in Springfield. My second choice went to the 5 Lose Raptor for her husband. Chris Brown will drive this one for her. This horse shows 2 wins on the card here at Marshall and Charleston, so knows how to get the job done. And my third choice went to the 2 Luz Diablo for Harold H. Finn. This horse was fresh off a win last start out at Charleston. This is the one, this is one that little Kenley Finn owned. So H's daughter got her first lifetime win as an owner for this horse last start out at Charleston, so I had to use it somewhere in my trifecta here. Where are you at?
Well, we're all in that same box, I'll say. But I tell you what, I have picked Lose Mandalorian time after time after time because I think that horse is out, and I just couldn't pick it to finish first. And
you got burned too many times.
Yeah, I did. I picked that horse to finish second, and Lisa picked, let's see, I have to wait for it to come back to the clear here. So we both picked the 5, Lose Raptor. Chris Brown driven, Jill Brown trained horse. That's got some good racing behind it with that horse. Then we swapped the 2 and the 3. And so I went with the 2, Luz Diablo, and then I put Lose Mandalorian again because I kind of disappointed in what that horse has done for me every time I pick it.
You're getting Matt today, so you're getting a new driver. Maybe that changed things up. But we'll throw it back to Scott Beal for the post-parade today's 5th race.
Ladies and gentlemen, race 5 is Division 2 of the free-for-roll trot. It's the Tom Shin Memorial for a purse of $750. Let's meet the field. Number 1 is Noble Prize, owned by Doug Graham of Springfield. He trains and drives. Number 2 is Luz Diablo, owned by Philip Dooley of Hidalgo, Kenley Finn of Greenup, trained by Harold Finn, and Harold Finn Jr. is in the bike. Number 3 is Luz Mandalorian, owned by the Flacco Family Farms of Alexis, trained by Jill Brown, and driven by Matt Avenatti. Number 4 is Distorm Warrior, owned by Deborah DeRoos of Charleston, trained and driven by Jill Brown. And number 5, Luz Raptor, owned by the Flacco Family Farms of Alexis, trained by Jill Brown, and that is Chris Brown driving. 5 entries, 5 horses to the gate in the 5th race. Coming up, Division 2 of the free-for-all trot, the Tom Shin Memorial, moments away.
Tom Latonis did such a great job before the race today talking about Tom Shin. His memories from being here, charting races all over the state, but definitely here in Pana. And Tom did a great job, describing what Mr. Shin was like, what he was, his mannerisms and his comedy, his diet Pepsis. If you knew Tom, you knew all those things for sure.
Blue coveralls.
Blue coveralls and red hat, So Tom was a memorable guy. We're going to miss him for sure this year and moving forward. But we're happy to have these memorial races in his celebration to kind of talk about that memory and stories we all have, because I think we all have a Tom Shin story somewhere or the other.
As we get ready to go here, the car is ready, and I just see most of the horses just went by.
They just passed it, so we'll get them turned and head back to the car. But
boy, I tell you, these people on this front row out there in the sun, I know one person's fanning themselves. You got to really like being out there to be in the sun there.
I'm trying to see who that even is. It's all must be fair folks, local folks. So yeah, but if this is the day to do it, right? If you're going to be out there,
the field is now turned and approaches the gate.
Still a little
the gate
breeze,
begins to roll. Race 5 is the Tom Shin
Enjoy
Memorial
the vitamin
race.
D while you can. We'll throw it back to Scott for today's 5th race.
Speak of Tom Shin before today's races. Tom Shin of Newton was the official charter here for the harness races at the Pana Tri-County Fair from 1976 through 2023. Tom documented many of Pana's racing history through his monthly column titled County Fair News and Views in the Illinois Standardbred magazine. Sadly, Tom passed away early this year at the age of 78. Tom was a fixture at many county fair harness races around the state, always smiling, always friendly, always had a good story. Tom's presence in the judges' stand and the speed offices around county fairs around the state is sorely missed. We honor Tom today in race 5. Here they come to the finish, the start. Here we go. Off, race 5, the free-for-all trot. Off and trotting. Nice, clean start for everybody. Luz Diablo out front, though. It's Luz Diablo, driven by Harold Finn Jr., takes the lead. Right on the outside, Luz Mandalorian in second by half a length. Those two separate themselves 2 lengths over third. Noble Prize back in third. And then Distorm Warrior in fourth. And Luz Raptor in fifth. Luz Diablo the leader as they head down the backstretch for the first time in race 5 with Luz Mandalorian right behind. Then 2 lengths back to Noble Prize as they go by the beer garden. And now Distorm Warrior on a break. Distorm Warrior breaks, pulls out to the side. 33 and 3. 30 and 3. 30 and 3 the time for the first quarter. 30 and 3. Meanwhile, the field is on the north end and ready to go by the grandstand for the first time, and Luz Diablo is still the winner. But swinging to the outside now, Luz Mandalorian and Matt Avenatti looking to make a move. Couldn't get it done. Matt Avenatti continued content to keep Luz Mandalorian in second. Looking to make a move now. Only trails by half a length as Luz Diablo is the leader. 102-1 the time for the half mile. 102-1. So Luz Diablo has been the leader since the start, despite challenges from others in the field. But now here comes another challenge by Luz Mandalorian, and now that challenge is successful. Luz Mandalorian takes the lead by half a length over Luz Diablo and heads down the back stretch. Luz Diablo drops back into third because Chris Brown has Luz Raptor moved all the way up to second, and Luz Raptor is challenging for the lead. Luz Raptor side by side with Luz Mandalorian, and Chris Brown puts Luz Raptor in front. 1:33 flat, the time for the 3/4, and Chris Brown and Luz Raptor is your leader as they hit the top of the stretch. It's Luz Raptor, the leader over Luz Mandalorian. Distance back to Noble Prize is about 7 lengths in third, but it's going to come down to Luz Raptor taking the win after Chris Brown made that move on the backstretch to take the lead over Luz Mandalorian in second. Noble Prize comes home third. Luz Diablo fourth, and coming in fifth, Distorm Warrior. 2:02 and 1, 2:02 and 1, the time for the mile. 2 minutes, 2 seconds, and 1/5.
Luz Raptor taking the second division of the free-for-all trot here at Pana. For the connections of Flacco Family Farms, LLC, of Alexis, of Dr. Rick and Arlene Flacco, Rick and Tabby. Trainer Jill Brown, her husband Chris, gets the driving win today's 5th race. That horse has made over $250,000 a lifetime. You can see on the card here, $282,000 going into today's race. Got a mark of 54 flat at Hawthorne. But you can look down the card and see this last quarter. This horse still has some speed in it. This 9-year-old gelding throughout last quarter, 28 and 1 at DeCoin last start out. 2 starts back. Before that was 27 flat for Casey Leonard at Springfield. So there's definitely some speed left in this horse. And Chris Brown showed that today with a mile and 2, 2 and 1 over a nice county fair half-mile oval. I think Steve's figuring points over there, so we'll see how we did with our selections. I wasn't quite how I hoped, but I'll take whatever points I can get today.
Well, it helped me because it brought me out of the basement and tied me and you for the basement. Anytime I can get out of the basement and get ahead of you, or even close to you, I'm feeling pretty proud of myself.
Hey, that's a win. The win.
Lisa took the 15 points that time.
Those are huge. You almost need 1 or 2 of those to actually do good in the day.
She is actually in the lead by 1 over Richard Finn. Lisa at 40. I'm at 39. We'll get those up there for you. And David and I at 31 points.
Richard was around somewhere. I saw him on the backstretch earlier. And I wonder if he's listening online or not. See how he's doing. I'll give him a hard time after the races either way. So
either that or tell him to come over and visit us if he's got a minute.
I think he might have a drive or two later on.
Now back in front of the grandstand, the winner of race 5, Luz Raptor. A 9-year-old gelding by Luz Legacy out of Fall Creek.
9-year.
Missed.
Wow. They can race till they're
Luz Raptor comes home in 2:02 and 1.
14 is the cutoff, 15 is the stop year.
Winning the Tom Shin Memorial. Owned by the Flacco Family Farms of Alexis.
He's driving the next race.
Jill Brown, the winning trainer. That man in the bike, Chris Brown, the winner. The Tom Shin Memorial Blanket being presented by members of our fair royalty, including Little Miss Elliott Knapp, our Junior Miss Carson Jones, our Teen Miss Holly Cruzy, and the Queen, Miss Tri-County Fair, Sierra Compton. And once again, if you weren't here earlier, folks, it is Sierra's birthday. She is 20. Happy birthday to Sierra.
Rundown.
Ladies and gentlemen, race 5 is official. Here come your times. The first quarter was in 30 and 3/5. The half mile was in 1:02 and 1/5. The 3/4 in 1:33 flat. And the mile was in 2:02 and 1/5. Order of finish, number 1, Noble Prize, was 3rd. Number 2, Luz Diablo, was 4th. Number 3, Luz Mandalorian, was the runner-up. Number 4, Distorm Warrior, was 5th. And number 5, Luz Raptor, the winner. Checking from the top down, 3-4-2-5-1. Race 5 is official. Looking ahead to race 6. the free-for-all pace, the Carl Becker Memorial. There is a scratch in race 6. Scratch the 4, Stellar BB. Stellar BB is a scratch. Horseman, you may come to the track with race 6.
Bring Scott down. I think it's only appropriate in Tom's memory that we had such classy horses show up for his free-for-all trot. If you look at the top 3 finishers in that last race, you'll see quite a lot of money on their cards. Lose Raptor made $282,000 lifetime. Lose Mandalorian over $103,000 lifetime, and Noble Prize $166,000. So we got a combined $500,000 on the card for those top 3 finishers. It's a testament to the kind of horses we bring here to the Pana Tri-County Fair, testament to the kind of horses that show up for the Tom Shin Memorial. So just wanted to touch base on that really quick. I'm going to flip over to the next race. Where are we at, Steve?
All right, let's go ahead, and we got a commercial here. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment.
Avenatti Racing, a third-generation, family-run stable with a legacy of excellence. Centrally located between Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky racing programs, Avenatti Racing specializes in buying yearlings, breaking, training, and racing top-performing standardbreds. Call 217-840-6469 or email avenattiracing@gmail.com today. Avenatti Racing, from yearling to racetrack, we build contenders.
Looking to move your mobile home? Need a roll-off dumpster at a competitive rate? Or maybe it's time to demo that old mobile home? Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport has you covered. We serve Central Illinois with reliable mobile home transport, offer affordable roll-off dumpsters for the Springfield area, and provide expert demolition services across Illinois and Missouri. For fast, friendly service, call Wayne Decker at 217-313-9744. That's 217-313-9744. Or find Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport on Facebook, your one-stop solution for mobile home services.
All right, David, we'll come back up. You've got it up there. We as we get ready for race 6, as the day is just moving right along as we get ready for that.
It sure is, and we did get an announcement, the post parade, the one horse will not post parade, will go right to the gate, so probably just a little high strung, trying to keep it calm and away from all the traffic. So just a quick heads up on that note, this being the Carl Becker Memorial, for a purse of $1,000, a free-for-all pace. It should be a nice race here. You want a handicap, or are we still going through some...
No, that's fine.
I can't see without... There we go.
You're like me with my sunglasses.
I know. I got to take them off and put them on, and I can't see the screens when I want to.
Well, we get handicapped, but let's talk about the backstretch. We'd love to hear from you guys. We've heard from a few people today. Hope Pebbles made it safely.
Yeah, if she's around, come say hi.
Yeah, come say hi.
Got somebody without a name here giving us a new nickname for Walter, calling him Walt Dog, which I kind of like, but I don't know who to credit it to. So they didn't give themselves a user account.
Oh, might be Walt himself.
It may be. No, I think he was on the track when that one came in.
Okay. All right. Unless he's like a NASCAR driver and he's doing both at the same time, right?
I did see. No, yeah, exactly right. I did see somebody at the coin was wearing Meta glasses on the track warming up, and they had a video they put on Facebook, which was pretty cool.
That was Wyatt, wasn't it?
No, it was Mitch Titus, but it makes me think I want to get one of those clip-on. Oh, you're talking about the one from Ivar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ivar gave me what his equipment he uses is, and I definitely have written it down to try to use next year. I think that clip-on helmet cam.
Was it a live feed, or did he have to pull the card on that?
Pull the card, but if I could at least do a race, run over to the grandstand or to the winter, pull the card real quick, throw it in the machine, and we could probably get it uploaded within a race or two anyway. So it's cheap enough. I think it's worth for me playing with, and if we can fold it into the broadcast live, that'd be fantastic. If not, we'll get some good shots to use in promos.
Sounds absolutely fantastic. But, yeah, send us your pictures, send us comments. We love hearing from you guys. It gives us some more things to touch on. I'm throwing out, instead of doing the whole Cinnamon Toast Crunch for JJ, he's just Cinnamon Crunch.
Cinnamon Crunch. There we go. You know, we want to hear what your favorite memories are, what you know, this is the kind of stuff we always get some random topic going, it seems like, and something we can talk about that gets the chat moving. We were talking earlier this season about the wrestling at the Coliseum at the fairgrounds, and Mikey Rogers being a kid going and watching Junkyard Dog and Wahoo McDaniel, and I was back on the backstretch talking to Tom Latonis today. They had wrestling here 2 nights ago at the Pana Tri-County Fair. I said it was a pretty big hit, but he was talking about he remembers those days too, going over to the Coliseum and watching, you know, those big names come through the little old Springfield, Illinois, and the memories that him and his dad had with that. So whatever you good memories for you have from the State Fair to coin this year, anything that you'd like to share with our fans, go ahead and drop it in the chat or an email or send me a text and we'll get you put up on the broadcast.
Well, I've been watching, talking about the fair, watching the rides over here.
Yeah.
And they probably have the don't get on me after you eat a chili dog
the
rated rides that I would not go on after eating fair
They
food.
have a good carnival, don't they? I mean, this is
yeah.
Gentlemen, race number 6. The field is out.
Got a good chat here. After this.
Oh, okay.
Crunch, I like that. That
Cinnamon crunch?
Just crunch.
Just crunch.
That makes me think maybe an accident. Maybe he's getting in an accident, though, wrecking, but
yeah.
Crash or crunch, but something like that.
You got to give that lighter tone there. That cinnamon crunch makes it more.
It's just
I don't want to say yeah. Yep.
That's why I was hoping, like, you know, Pebbles would be in the mom, but like Fruity Pebbles or something just that flew off.
Race
the tongue
number
really
6
easy.
is the free-for-all pace,
Here's
the
Scott.
Carl Becker Memorial for a purse of $1,000. We're parading by the grandstand, but don't forget, number 1, Revelry, will not parade, will go directly to the gate. Let's meet the field. Number 1 is Revelry, owned by Jackson Loy of Beecher City, trained by Mike Rogers with Richard Finn driving. Number 2 is Ashley's Silver Guy, owned by Carol Cox of Huntsville, Illinois, trained by Mike Rogers with Brendan Potts driving. Number 3 is Hey Freaky, owned by the Freaky Luck Stable of Springfield, trained and driven by Tyler Stevens Clemens. Number 4, Stellar BB, is Scratched. Number 5, Super Shark, owned by George Pollock of Rushville, trained by Nick Prather, Cole Prather in the bike. And number 6, Takara's Fire, owned by Perry Tillman of Bolton, Mississippi, trained and driven by Isaac Love. That's the field. 6 entries, 4 is scratched, 5 going to the gate.
Got a shout out to share here from Andrea Simonton Gregg. She says, we're watching from the porch again this afternoon, and she may make it down to Pana tomorrow. We'd love to have you come on over. She said, so far, her mother is sweeping the points here as she's gone 3 for 3 in the first 3 races. So
wow.
At least someone's doing good today, because it sure
Yeah.
isn't me. But she says, thanks for streaming. She loves Harness Tube. Well, we thank you for following along. And if you're out tomorrow, come by and say hi. We're in the middle of the infield here, or if you're up in the grandstand, there's a camera ladies up there. But, yeah, we'd like to have you come say hi. This will be a fun race, though. I was just looking through the card here, Steve, and you know, some sentimental favorites here. The 2 Ashley Silver Guy was the last horse my dad ever trained, actually, as a matter of fact. That horse came through our barn out of the sale arena for the new connections of Carol Cox and Mikey Rogers. Getting Brandon Potts on the bike today. He's a beautiful silver horse back there. But also Super Shark, you know, George Pollock's a local friend of ours from Rushville, Illinois, and Revelry. We're going to have our guest selector in this race, so it'll be fun to watch this race unfold and see what happens.
Yeah, and he picked himself to win this race.
He better have, dang it.
Well, he did the Pete Rose thing. He picked himself in a
if you're going to play and pick, you got to pick yourself, right?
That's right. That's what you got to do.
He makes his way to the track right now.
And so you picked the 1, and he picked the 1 and the 5 also. Difference of the 4, the scratch on you. Who are you going with in that 3rd slot so I can make it
give me 5.
Give you 5.
Or no, I already had him. Give me 6, excuse me.
6.
Yeah, we scratched
The
4.
field is on the backstretch, beginning to get aligned, headed toward the gate. The gate begins to roll. Remember, number 4, Stellar BB, is a scratch.
And I'm picking Lisa and I are
Race
both
6
picking
today,
the 5
named
in
in
this
honor
race.
of Carl Becker, the Carl
Super
Becker
Shark,
Memorial.
Cole Prather,
Carl was the track announcer
driven
here at the Pana
horse
Tri-County
Nick
Fair
Prather trained.
from 1964 through 1973, and he would come back after that over the years as his schedule would allow. In 2018, Carl was honored by officials here at the Pana Tri-County Fair, presenting him with a plaque in recognition of Carl's induction into the Harness Racing Hall of Fame in Goshen, New York. As the field follows the gate at the top of the stretch, early on, number 6, Takara's Fire, was having a little trouble getting on gate and catching up with the gate. We'll see if Takara's Fire can catch up before we start race 6 today. The free-for-all pace is underway. Nice clean start for the free-for-all pace there, and out early is Revelry. Revelry, that horse that did not parade to the post, went straight to the gate. Proved to be advantageous as Revelry is your leader as they swing through the south turn. Dropping into second is Hey Freaky, followed by Ashley Silver Guy in third. Then in fourth, it's Takara's Fire, and in fifth, Super Shark. They head down the backstretch for the first time, and Hey Freaky tries to make a move on Revelry. Now they're side by side. Revelry on the inside, Hey Freaky on the outside, and Hey Freaky is the new leader as they move through the north turn. They are headed there to the north turn. 30-3, the time for the first quarter. 30-3. Hey Freaky is the leader, but barely by half a length, and now Revelry gets the lead back. Taking this short course to the inside of that north turn, Revelry saves ground, and Richard Finn gets Revelry back in front. Hey Freaky pulls up and drops back into second as they come by the grandstand for the first time. But moving up on the outside now, challenging those leaders, is Ashley Silver Guy. Brendan Potts says, I'll have a chance. I'll take on Revelry. 58-4, the time for the half mile, 58-4. Revelry has been the leader for much of this first half mile, though did give up that lead a little bit. Now got it back. Revelry's the leader, followed by Ashley's Big Guy in second. On the inside, it's Hey Freaky along the rail. They're 3 wide in second. Everybody's battling, trying to catch Hey Freaky. Now here comes Super Shark. Super Shark wants to challenge for that lead over Revelry. Can Super Shark and Cole Prather do what the others have not done? 129 flat. 129 flat, the time for the three-quarter. It's been a battle all the way. 3 different horses have tried to challenge Revelry at one time or another, and it looks like Super Shark might get the job done here. Super Shark on the outside, Revelry on the inside. They're side by side, and Revelry is second because Super Shark is going to take the win in race 6. Super Shark, the winner by a length over Revelry. In third is Ashley Silver Guy. Fourth is Hey Freaky, and Takara's Fire, fifth. 158 3/5. 158 3, your time for the mile. The winner was number 5, Super Shark.
Bring myself back up. What a race. Cole Prather, I want to make sure I had the right brother here. Didn't get the wrong Prather, but that definitely was Cole out there with a nice patient drive. Let everyone kind of settle out there as they were trying to vie for the lead, and Richard Finn was keeping them parked. But Cole said, wait till you guys straighten up, and I'm going to come whenever y'all are done. And went right on by to win by about a length there, length and a half, or length and a quarter anyway. But congratulations to the connections of Super Shark. It's owned by, this 4-year-old gelding is owned by George Pollock of Rushville, trained by Nick Prather, driven by his young son, 25-year-old Cole Prather, for today's win. But what a nice race. There was movement all the mile, people coming and going. You know, that's what makes this fun, when it's not predictable. Sorry.
As we get going back here to points, David, Lisa and I both got 15 points on that, and that vaulted her out
quite a
to
bit,
the
yeah.
lead with 52 points coming in here. As we'll put it back up there. David down to 33 points because he only got a deuce on that.
Yeah, you want to get
even
10
with the
points
late
a
picker,
race, and I'm going to go like 3 points a race today.
And What does that say? So many
Oh,
memories?
I meant to do it later on. I didn't touch it too soon. But yeah, Bridget said so many great memories of Carl Becker as a great announcer working horse sales and a friend of the family. Carl was one of the good guys and didn't know a stranger, and definitely was a horseman through and through.
Absolutely.
This being in his memory.
And so
I wasn't trying to cut you off there. I
that's
just
all right.
accidentally touched that button by accident.
Richard is 8 points behind Lisa. I am 9 points behind her, and you are 19 points below. Now, one bad pick by all three of us, and you pick a trifecta, you're right back in it.
We'll run out of races to do that, though.
In the winner's circle, number 5, Super Shark, owned by George Pollock of Rushville, trained by Nick Prather. That was Cole Prather in the bike. Coming home in 1:58 and 3/5, the time for the mile, taking the Carl Becker Memorial. Congratulations to Super Shark. What a fitting honor for Carl. His Fairmeadow Farm in Altamont, which had its dispersal sales shortly after Carl's passing, was the breeder of Super Shark. So Carl would probably be quite pleased with Super Shark taking the winner, bringing home the Carl Becker Memorial Blanket. Carl Becker, the breeder of number 5, Super Shark. Race 6 is official. Here are your fractions. The first quarter is 30 and 3. The half mile in 58 and 4/5. The 3/4 in 1:29 flat. And the mile in 1:58 and 3/5. Order of finish from the top down. From the top down, number 1, Revelry, was the runner-up. Number 2, Ashley's Silver Guy, finished 3rd. Number 3, Hey Freaky, finished 4. Number 4, Stellar BB, was a scratch. Number 5, Super Shark, the winner. And number 6, Takara's Fire, finished 5th. Race 6 is official. Coming up, race 7. The Filly and Mare Pace, the Terra Cash Memorial. One change in race 7 for you pick-a-winner players. Number 6, Katie's Bright Star, is scratched. Katie's Bright Star, number 6, scratched, coming up in race 7. Horsemen, you may come to the track with race 7.
Make plans now to attend the 27th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale, which takes place on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Once again this year, the catalog will offer not only a strong lineup of Illinois-conceived and foaled yearlings, but also an excellent supporting cast of colts and fillies eligible to other state-bred programs in the Midwest and on the Eastern Seaboard. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 1st, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
Kerr Auction is your trusted source for ag equipment, attachments, construction gear, trucks, trailers, and hard-to-find parts. With live and online auctions at kerrauction.com, you can bid from anywhere, field, job site, or front porch. From big equipment to small parts, if you need it, Kerr Auction has it. Don't miss your next deal. Check out kerrauction.com today. Kerr Auction, built for the working world.
All right, David, as we come back here, as we get ready, race 7, 3 more races is all we have for the day.
It's going by
12
quick.
races tomorrow. We start at 1 o'clock tomorrow, so we'll be on there about 12:30. And we know what we're setting up and what we're doing tomorrow. So
we might lock our stuff in that building tonight if we can get the keys to shut so we can keep it protected.
Yeah, if the guy will be here to open it, make sure it's open tomorrow, we could do that, and it'd be a short setup for us.
That's always a good thing for us whenever we like staying in these overnight places because it's always easier to set up the second day than it is the first day. Half of what we do is troubleshooting when we get here, it seems like.
Yep.
The second day is a lot easier.
And so we'll see what we can do at the end of the day today, because the weather's supposed to be nice. I think it's supposed to be even cooler tomorrow, I think.
I did bring a hoodie, but I'm not going to flash it around too much. I'm going to enjoy this weather as much as I can.
Fall being my favorite time of year. David, we got to touch this again. We can't do this without sponsors. And
No,
if
we
you've
can't.
liked what we've been doing, if you're just a fan, you don't have a business, you can help us by donating. And you can do that by going to Harness Tube, at Harness Tube on either
Venmo or PayPal, or send a check, an old-fashioned check to P.O. Box 63 there in Mount Sterling, Illinois, 62353, and we'll get that money to good use.
Or go see the girls up in the grandstand if you're going to be around tomorrow and you want to do that. But we can't do this without the financial support. Like David said, like we're here for 2 days, and we're living pretty slim. We're staying at a local motel here, not expensive, and we're not expensive people at all. Although we do eat, all you have to do is look at me and tell that I don't miss too many meals. But we're out here, and we're usually spending anywhere from 4.5 to 5 hours or more every stint that we have of every race. Like today, it was the first time that we have been here. David was here earlier, but we'll be here. Let's average out your time and my time, say from about noon to about 4:30 today.
We're on air an average of 4 hours, so you figure an hour setting up, a little more, give or take. That's 5 hours in event. So not counting commute time. These broadcasts do take a lot of time, out of the day, but it's what we love to do. We enjoy bringing it to you. But this is the first year of the Harness Tube endeavor that I was able to pay Steve and Lisa for their time, which has been fantastic. Get the money flowing and get the expenses covered, because up to this point they've been so generous helping get this thing started off the ground with the equipment and their volunteering. And Lisa manned the entire. We had a nice horseman's feed at Brown County for the horsemen there, and some sandwiches on the second day Sunday. And that's so appreciated by the horsemen who slug from fair to fair and race to race all summer long and don't have time to breathe themselves, but stuff like that kind of goes a long way. And
she's retired. She needs something to keep her out of my hair.
Well,
I'm not fully retired yet.
Then we'll keep her busy and working for sure, because the horsemen are appreciative of all the work we do and those kind of small things. And the donations help keep that kind of stuff going.
Well, the thing I want to toot your horn a little bit here, in the fact that you have this passion for it. You've grown up in it, but you've continued that passion. But he's still working full time, folks. He's got kids to raise, and he's got things that he needs to do. But he's taking his vacation time. That's how much he appreciates what's going on with this, and is committed to harness racing, and sits on the IHHA board also, correct?
Absolutely, yep.
And trying to make a difference in harness racing in the state of Illinois.
Any way I can.
This is why we're all here.
This is what we can do, so that's what we're going to do to help the sport out.
And so, this is not a get-rich David Brink or Steve Surratt kind of thing. It's what can we do to help harness racing.
We'll throw it back to Scott on that thought. Thanks.
Let's meet the field. Number 1 is Seaside Streaker, owned by Charles Hurst Jr. of Houston, Texas, trained by Roshan Trigg with Kajavian Carter driving. Number 2 is Lavender Haze, owned by Daryl Tilford of West Paducah, Kentucky, trained by Jamaica Patton with Demarius Wakefield in the bike. Number 3 is Runway Show, owned, trained, and driven by Cassidy Witten of Martinsville. Number 4, A Real Faith, owned by Doug Graham. He's the trainer, and Matt Avenetti is in the bike. And number 5, Rockin' Fay, owned by Wayne Brown of Mason, Tennessee. Wayne Brown is the trainer, and that is Jaquavian Carter at the reins. Number 6, Katie's Bright Star, is scratched. 6 entries, 5 horses to the gate, coming up with race 7 here in just a few moments. The field is turned and the gate is rolling. Today's 7th race is in memory of Tara Cash. Tara passed away in 2009. She was a Pana native, an office manager at Automotive Equipment Sales and Service in Pana. Since her passing, a foundation has been established in her memory that last year conducted a lunch program that fed hundreds of children thousands of meals. What a great memory, a great way to honor the legacy of Tara Cash, for whom today's 7th race is named. Horses on the gate, top of the stretch, ready to get underway with race 7, the 1 mile filly and mare pace, off and pacing. There they go. Nice clean start. Everybody 4 wide as they head to the first turn there. Everybody trying to get a advantage, and coming out in front is Runway Show. Runway Show is the leader early on, but A Real Faith trying to give a challenge to Runway Show. Does just that. Now they're side by side. It's Runway Show on the inside, A Real Faith on the outside. Side by side, those twos head down the back stretch, and A Real Faith gets in front by half a length. Meanwhile, back in third is Seaside Streaker. Fourth is Rockin' Faye, and in fifth, the quarter in 29 and 2. The first quarter in 29 and 2. The leader is A Real Faith, driven by Matt Avenatti. Right behind is Runway Show, and at the reins is Cassidy Witten. 3 lengths back in third is Rockin' Faye. Coming down to the grandstand now, the first time here. Here comes the field, and it is A Real Faith, the leader. A Real Faith shows the way, a half mile in the books, with Runway Show in second, Rockin' Faye in third, Lavender Haze in fourth, and Seaside Streaker in fifth. The half mile in 59 and 1. 59 and 1/5 second. They're single file now, less than a half a mile to go, and A Real Faith has been the leader for a little while over Runway Show in second, but now making a move on the outside, trying to come up and challenge. Moving into second is Rockin' Faye. Rockin' Faye not content with taking second, side by side with A Real Faith, and takes the lead right in front of the beer garden. We've got our new leader. It's Rockin' Faye. Rockin' Faye, the leader, and hits the 3/4 in 1:30 and 2/5. 1:30 and 2, and Rockin' Faye, the new leader, by a length and a half over A Real Faith. They're 3 wide in that battle for third as the field turns for home. Here they come. Rockin' Faye, the leader. They spread out. Matt Avenatti takes A Real Faith on the outside, trying to get that lead back, but will not get it done. Battle for third. Rockin' Faye, the winner. Real Faith in second. The battle for third between Lavender Haze and Seaside Streaker. Runway Show comes in last. The mile in 2 minutes. 2 minutes flat, the time for the mile.
All right, David, as Lisa and them have a picture of the people getting ready to come out to do the presentation here. But again, we're at Pana.
We're at Pana, and another nice race out here in this Fillies and Mare Pace, the Tara Cash Memorial, won by the 5-horse Rockin' Faye for Fat Man Jaquavian Carter. This horse was bred, owned, and trained by Mason, Tennessee's Wayne Brown, who should be coming back in the courtesy vehicle. There he is. think we'll throw it back to Scott for winner circle. But
Coming back in front of the grandstand, the winner
connections.
of race 7, number 5, Rockin' Faye. Members of the Royal Court for the Pana Tri-County Fair, step out there for the photo. Say hello to Jaquavian Carter as they pose for the photo in this Terra Cash Memorial. Rockin' Faye is owned by Wayne Brown of Mason, Tennessee. He also trains, and that's Jaquavian Carter at the reins of this winner. Home in 2 minutes flat. Congratulations to Rockin' Faye and the connections. Race 7 is official. Here is your rundown. Your fractions, the first quarter in 29 2, the half mile in 59 1/5, the 3/4 in 1:30 2/5, and the mile in 2 minutes flat. Race 7 is official. Looking ahead to race 8. There are no changes in race 8. Race 8 is clean. Race 8 is the 3-year-old and up filly and mare pace. Horsemen, you may come to the track with race 8.
I'll bring Scott down, and real quick, just to touch base on that 7th race, I want to give a quick shout out, or maybe not a quick one, but a well-deserved one to Mr. Wayne Brown from Mason, Tennessee. Wayne has done a fantastic job. You asked me earlier this card about the legislation, and Wayne came up from Tennessee and stables here in the summer and has been traveling around this last year or two, meeting with legislators and meeting with investors and giving them his perspective on what the state of horse racing is in the state and how much it would mean to get a new track or new license for a new track. You know, Wayne's not a flashy guy, but he's just a good salt-of-the-earth guy, and he's been fantastic going in the Capitol and meeting with these people, letting them know kind of a real-world experience type of perspective, and he's been received very well. He's very well-spoken. You know, maybe not see his name in the program a whole lot, but he's very valuable to the state of Illinois in other regards for sure. You know, we appreciate all of our Southern horsemen that come up and race here in the state of Illinois and invest so much money in our program and in our state. And, you know, people like Wayne who would love to race here more if they could stay here all year long.
Well, the thing about it is, if it was not for the out-of-state families and their involvement in Illinois harness racing, again, most of these horses are bred in the state of Illinois.
Yeah.
Okay? So to understand that they're making this commitment not only from that point, they're just not bringing horses up.
No.
They're getting bred horses
well,
from here.
Like today and on Monday, they're buying horses that were bred in the state, that were raised in the state. They're buying them. They're developing them. They're training them. They're racing them. They're bringing them back. They're staying up here all summer long. You know, they want to be involved in this program so badly, just to have it last all year long, so where they could kind of make a full-time, you know, a full year endeavor out of it would be just so beneficial to make a little money maybe and see some.
Well, and I talked to a local implement dealer about, I saw it happened to be Blue tractors. It happened to be New Holland tractors in the field. So I talked to Matt Hill about this from Mount Sterling. And Matt was talking, yeah, this is a guy who makes his living off of hay bales. And he's seen the sale go down.
Yeah.
And he's thinking about, how do I shrink? How do I do this? If we put harness racing back in the state of Illinois, I want people to think about how many hay bales are going to be sold.
Think about,
and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Think about this. How many farms in the last 50 years have went to big corporate farmers with 3,000 or 4,000, you know, acres or whatnot? We're losing the guys who have a mare and a foal or 2 horses and 10 acres of hay and 20 acres of beans or whatever. You know, the small local family farmers really kind of built this country. You know, they're the ones who, you know, are working every day. You can't put all the horses in Five Guys barns and have a program. It takes people who do this for the love of it, for the passion of it, for just because it's all they've ever known. You know,
the new track will have to have a veterinary.
Absolutely.
Think about the feed sales that go up if you just increased 50 horses.
Oh yeah.
what the feed bills, what the hay bills,
and if you
straw bales,
keep them in the state all year long. You know, that's the difference. Is we don't want to see them go down south, which I know there's benefits to training down south in the weather and whatnot, but if there was a place to race, the horseman would stay here. You know,
this is the most older horses I've seen in one day in the state of Illinois in the 3 years we've been doing this.
Because this is the one day where all the, I would say the stake trainers are at the sales doing stuff. So this is the overnight horses. This is the non-winners of a race, the maidens, the free-for-alls, you know,
and so
the catch-all.
So then what you get with that is you get out-of-state horses also coming in because we have more racing and putting more revenue into the state of Illinois.
And someone like Cassidy Winton, she went and bought that horse from out in Ohio and brought it back to Illinois to race because the Illinois season kind of is just now ramping up in some regard because, the fair season is ending, but we're going to have a lot of races at Springfield and DeCoin for the Suburban Downs meet, the Hawthorne meet there. So there's still opportunities to race between here and Indiana, and people are, that horse I think that she won with maybe wasn't good enough for the Brown stables in Ohio, was pacing about 2-1 at the fairs over there, but come here and pacing 58 on this track. So, finding where horses can fit and where they can make money is kind of an art.
All right, with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back after these messages.
2024 Illinois County Fair Training Champion. Kev Miller's horses are built to win, and it all starts here. Ready to join a winning team? Call Kev at 217-254-0170 or send a message to the email address on the screen to learn more. Kev Miller Stables. Train to win.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
All right, David, we can come back and talk about some
real
things
quick,
here.
good to see Freddie Patton. Hall of Famer Freddie Patton Jr. will be doing our guest selections tomorrow. Good to see him on the track today. He has been working the Land of Lincoln sale over in Sherman. He worked that sale all day. I think they started at noon today. He ran the ring, bringing the horses into the sale ring. But he made it over here to drive the 2-horse in this 8th race, and I don't blame him. This is a nice filly. 2 starts back. She paced in 49-3 for Brandon Bates. So if you're a Hall of Famer like Junior Patton and you have a chance to drive Philly's Revenge and you're within a couple hours, you go over there and do it.
3-horse race here, so if you
Ladies
can't
and
tell,
gentlemen,
folks,
we have
the
a
wind's
late
picked
driver's
up.
change in race 8. Number 3, Hype Your Bestie Up,
Jerome,
will be driven by Jerome Daniels. Race 8 is the IHHA, the Illinois Harness Horsemen's Association 3-year-old and up filly and mare pace.
Jerome.
Number 1 is Ashley's Little Angel, owned by the Flacco family farms of Alexis and Roshan Trigg of Brandon, Mississippi. Roshan Trigg is the trainer. Kajavian Carter drives. Number 2 is Philly's Revenge, owned by Nan Turner of Argenta, trained by John Fletcher, and Freddie Patton Jr. is in the bike. And number 3, Hype Your Bestie Up, owned by Cedric Daniels of Jackson, Mississippi, Jamaica Patton of Rochester, trained by Jamaica Patton, and a late driver change on the 3, Jerome Daniels. Those 3 make their way to the backstretch. Get ready to head to the gate. 8 races so far. Coming up with race 8, we've got 9 today. 1 more race after this. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, an early post time tomorrow of 1 o'clock. 1 p.m. start for harness racing tomorrow. There will be 12 races on Sunday. But then on Monday, it's back to the 2 p.m. start. 2 o'clock on Monday. 1 p.m. Sunday, 2 p.m. Monday. 12 races tomorrow, 5 on Monday.
Tim Cyril in the chat, speaking of the devil, saying how Scott's doing a great job announcing today, and I'd have to agree with that, Tim. You know, it's nice to have new announcers, some new blood taking over and getting some experience. Kurt couldn't make it here today, and our other announcers, and so Scott's been filling in a lot this last year or two and doing a great job. He's getting comfortable up there. He's getting his feel for the program and how it moves, and you know, he's a very competent announcer, and it's nice to have guys who are learning that skill because it's something that not everyone can do. I've done it myself, and I'm not saying I'm good at it, but I can do it in a pinch. But it's nice to have some people who have the passion, have the ability, and have the brain to be able to talk and think at the same time sometimes.
Well, you can do that talking and walking and talking at the same time. I've seen you do it.
Certain things. I can't do certain things, though, but how about Cinecrunch? We got
and
someone
now
in
the field is
here.
turned and the gate's rolling.
Cinecrunch. There you go.
We're a quarter mile away from getting race 8
I think we're all
underway.
2-1-3 on the handicap, and we won't go into too much word. I talked about Philly's Revenge. She's pacing 49, 2 starts back. We'll see what happens. I'll be able to give
and up,
real quick
Philly
a hard
mare
time to
pace,
Jamaica. You're
sponsored by the
taking Walter
Illinois
down.
Harness
He wins
Horsemen's
2 starts back. And you're going to put
for a
Jerome
purse
up on this one, but I think Cedric owns this, so
$1,650.
we'll throw it to Scott for
Don't
today's
forget,
8th race.
that is Jerome Daniels driving the 3. Contrary to the program, Jerome Daniels drives the 3. Here come these 3-year-old and up filly and mares. Here they come. Off and pacing for these 3 horses to get out front. Number 2, Philly's Revenge, is the early leader. Philly's Revenge shows the way through the south turn. Coming up in second on the outside is Hype Your Bestie Up, and fading back to third is Ashley's Little Angel. So it's Philly's Revenge, a horse who's had a lot of success throughout its life, and this summer has had 8 wins. Philly's Revenge gets down the backstretch now, a third of the way down the backstretch with a 2.5 length lead over Hype Your Bestie Up. Then the same distance back to Ashley's Little Angel in third. They're single file with a length and a half between everyone, and Philly's Revenge is the leader in the quarter in 29 flat. 29 seconds. Fast time for the quarter mile as they're about ready to complete this circuit around this half-mile Pana Tri-County Fair track. And here comes Philly's Revenge by the grandstand for the first time, hoping to hold out for another lap and take the victory home for Nan Turner of Argenta. But here comes Philly's Revenge, hits the wire, half mile to go. Hype Your Bestie Up in second, and Ashley's Little Angel in third. The half mile in 57-3. Half mile 57-3. There's been no change for over a half a mile now. So will Hype Your Bestie Up or Ashley's Little Angel make a challenge? That remains to be seen. Hype Your Bestie Up in second there along the rail. Ashley's Little Angel in third. They're both chasing Philly's Revenge. And Freddie Patton Jr., he's got about a quarter mile to go until he hits the winner's circle. They go by the beverage facility for the final time in race 8, and it's still Philly's Revenge. 127-2, the 3 quarters, 127-2. Hype Your Bestie Up looked like they wanted to make a challenge, was not able to do so. They're running out of track. Now's the time to move. If Jerome Daniels wants to move, now is the time. Here he comes, Hype Your Bestie Up, trying to make a challenge. Too little too late, though. Freddie Patton Jr. and Philly's Revenge, wire to wire, your winner. Hype Your Bestie Up in second, and Ashley's Little Angel in third. 157 flat for the time for the mile. 157 flat. That is your fastest mile of the day, ladies and gentlemen. 157.
Well, Philly's Revenge was as advertised, and we were just telling Steve during that mile, it's tough to beat a filly who can come out here to these county fairs and pace about any county fair oval in 58, 57 or better. She proved that here today, pacing a mile and 57 flat out here. She can come off the car so well. She can control the race. It's just so tough to beat this filly when she gets things her way. almost got to give her some traffic to get around, it seems like, to beat her. But these small fields, she's ultra tough. So congratulations to the connections, and especially the driver, Freddie Patton Jr., coming over from the sale today to catch this catch drive. And I don't blame him one bit. You get a chance to drive a filly like this, you just go out there and you have fun with it, right? So I threw a little chat on the screen during that race. If you noticed it, there's a couple green hearts from Kenya. I thought that was appropriate, as all 3 drivers in that family came from the Patton family. Freddie Patton Sr. passing away, I thought it was a nice little homage to the family to have those green up there. Either way, we got a win for his son, Freddie Jr., picking up the catch drive today. Thought I could find that out right. Where is he at? There he is. Nope, wrong horse.
Well, that didn't do anything for the points totals because everybody got 12 points.
Yeah, we all just kind of bumped there, but
as we go into this last race, it's going to be interesting because you and I tied for last place. We're tied for 3rd runner-up.
Well, whatever it is.
Or 2nd runner-up.
Good to have.
As Kyle Busch says, or 2nd loser, 3rd loser.
Yep. That's about right. But good to have Freddie Patton Jr. back in the winner circle here. He's bringing over. Here comes JJ to hold the horse for him. But, talk about the Patton family. Here comes, I think there's Boo walking over. The Patton family and what they mean to Illinois horse racing, especially the county fairs. There would not be horse racing in the state of Illinois if it wasn't for the Patton. I mean, I'll say that till my dying day. Freddie Sr., all of his sons and grandsons and nephews and family have come up here and bought horse and trained horses and raced horses and driven horses and filled races, years and years and years in and years out. And the Patton family is synonymous with Illinois horse racing. Even though they're from Mississippi, we'll claim them as our adoptive family, and we know they enjoy racing up here. It's good to see JJ out there, and there's Boo.
Who put the short name up there for JJ?
It was Jessica Sargent. I don't know that name, but she said Cinnacrunch was a nickname.
Cinnacrunch. I was going to say this while ago.
That's fitting.
Cinnamon Crunch.
Yeah.
Is a good horse name. Number 1, so that would be fitting. Cinnacrunch could fit in there.
Philly's Revenge
but the flip side of this, I can't believe I'm saying this is a pasture.
Freddie Patton Jr. spins that horse around, gets ready for the photo. Brenda Watson of the Illinois Harness Horsemen's Association ready to present that IHHA blanket to the connections of Philly's Revenge, owned by Nan Turner of Argenta. Nan, though, herself a Pana native, wins here in her hometown. That horse trained by John Fletcher, and of course Freddie Patton Jr. in the bike as everybody gathers around. Philly's Revenge, by Revenge Shark, out of Incredible Philly. Home in today's fastest mile of 1:57 flat. Philly's Revenge had seen the runner-up spot 3 times out of the last 5 races, but hasn't seen the winner's circle since July 30th, almost a month. But now back in the winner's circle for the first time since July 30th. Owner Nan Turner right up front for this photo. And she waves to the crowd. As I said, Nan, originally from Pana, always great to come back to your hometown and get a win. So congratulations to Nan and the connections of Philly's Revenge, the winner of Race 8. Race 8 is official, ladies and gentlemen. If you'd like to write the fractions down, here we go. The first quarter was in 29 flat. The half mile was in 57 and 3. The 3/4 in 1:27 and 2/5. And the mile in 1:57 flat. Race 8 is official. Race 9 coming up, ladies and gentlemen, the final race of the day. Change in race 9, the 5, Bruiser Cruiser, is a scratch. Scratch the 5, Bruiser Cruiser. Other than that, no changes in race 9. The 3-year-old and up Colt Pace. Horseman, you may come to the track with race 9.
All right, David, we're clear here on commercials.
Okay.
So,
well, I'll talk about Freddie a little more then. Looking ahead at tomorrow, we have Freddie Patton Jr. doing our guest selections. I'm kind of excited to have him do the picking on 12 races tomorrow. He's a good friend and somebody I respect a lot, and somebody who has helped build the Illinois program into what it is today. I remember when I was younger, starting to drive and whatnot, there was no one who worked harder than Junior Patton, and he kind of was that new generation as Freddie Sr. and those old timers brought the sport up north from the south. Freddie Jr. and his generation was kind of the ones who worked their butts off. You know, they were in every race driving for somebody. They were warming up everyone horses up. They were, racing every fair they possibly could. At one time, I think Freddie had more county fair wins in a season than anybody else in the country one year. So just the work ethic the Pattons have, and to capstone off the season with someone like Freddie Patton Jr. doing the guest selections, it's just going to be a lot of fun. We'll see him again then Monday at the horse sale, so it's just a good time of the year to kind of tip our hat to the Patton family, to Junior, to his Hall of Fame career, and to his kids and cousins and whatnot out there in the horse community. That was quick.
All right, let's go to the race handicapping real quick as we go here. As we take a look at things here. Everybody picked a 3 except for David. David, you picked a 2 in this, Fox Valley and Langley.
Yeah, that horse is a classy animal, made $100,000 a lifetime. I like Quan Wakefield. He's a good driver, so I'll take him here. My second choice was a 3 Vertical Speed, getting Matt instead of Wyatt today in the bike for Kev Miller. My third choice, I love Dash Around, this old classy horse for Clark Fairley. Richard went 3-2-1 using Vertical Speed on top. Where are the Surratts at?
We both picked Vertical Speed. I went with the 1 horse, Dash Around, in the Clark Fairley horse in the 2 spot. And 4, Ideal Big Guy. Lisa went 3-4-2. And I think we're ready. I'm seeing trucks pull out back there.
I did too. I was wondering who that was. But, yeah, the horses are there. Talk about Demarius Wakefield. He's a nice young driver, too. He's 19 years old. I forget how young these guys actually are out here. But, he doesn't get quite the starts. But does a great job with them.
H. Elizabeth Fairley of Lerna, trained by Clark Fairley, and he is in the bike. Number 2 is Fox Valley Langley, owned by Lyle Lipe of Springfield, Jamaica Patton of Rochester, and Dietrich Kelly of Canton, Mississippi. Trained by Jamaica Patton, that's Demarius Wakefield doing the driving. Number 3 is Vertical Speed, owned by Kevin and Daryl Miller of Arthur, trained by Kevin Miller, with Matt Avenatti at the reins. And number 4, Ideal Big Guy, owned, trained, and driven by Archie Buford of Terry, Mississippi. Number 5, Bruiser Cruiser, is a scratch for a purse of $1,750 in today's 9th race. Horses are headed to the gate. We hope everybody's having a good time, both in the grandstand and in the beverage facility on the backstretch. Everybody's having a good time. Come back tomorrow. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot stress this enough, 1 o'clock tomorrow. You don't want to show up here at 2 and be disappointed you've missed the first 4 races. 12 races tomorrow. Come on back, have a good time, 1 o'clock. When today's races are over, stick around. Enjoy the band Blonderosa tonight in the Beverage Garden. Or come on over and check out the truck pull at 7 o'clock. And send the kids to the carnival, which is open until 10 p.m. I'm not going to say beer garden again. I'm going to call it the hydration center. There you go. We got you trained. First year we ever had that beer garden. It was just a regular can. Cut it off. Didn't even have a concrete. First night with the guy, the general manager of the fair, he didn't have it. First night, fight. So there were 5 entries. We've had a scratch. Remember the 5. Bruiser Cruiser has been scratched. We'll send 4 to the gate. And the gate's rolling on today's final race. Race 9, the 3-year-old and up Colt Pace. We hope everybody's had a good time today, folks. We've had a great time bringing you today's races. We appreciate the Pana Tri-County Fair having 3 days of harness racing. It's one of 27 county fairs in Illinois that host harness racing. After this, one county fair remains in Sandwich, Illinois. They'll be racing on Wednesday. Many of these same horses will be headed up to Sandwich later next week. Meanwhile, though, we're going to wrap up today, day 1 of 3, with this 3-year-old and up Colt Pace. Here they come. Excellent start. Everybody side by side. The wings swing away, and they're off and pacing. Tight for the lead as they head to the first turn, but getting out early is Fox Valley Langley, only by a neck. Fox Valley Langley ahead by a neck, and then moving up outside of that is Vertical Speed. Those two side by side in front. Fox Valley Langley gets in front now by an entire length and gets the lead as they head to the back stretch. Fox Valley Langley is in second with Vertical Speed in third. Vertical Speed in third. In first. Vertical Speed first, Fox Valley Langley in second, Dash Around in third, and Ideal Big Guy is in fourth. The leader is Vertical Speed, and the first quarter was in 28 and 2/5 seconds, and Vertical Speed is the leader, driven by Matt Avenatti, and they get ready to come by the grandstand after completing one circuit here at the Pana Tri-County Fair. So Vertical Speed, the leader, Fox Valley Langley in second, Dash Around in third, and Ideal Big Guy is in fourth. The half mile in 57 and 3/5 seconds, 57 and 3. They were single file by the grandstand, but now Fox Valley Langley slipped outside and wants to make a move. Demarius Wakefield gets up along beside of Vertical Speed and Matt Avenatti, and now they're side by side briefly, but Wakefield has Fox Valley Langley in front as they go by the Beverage Garden for the final time today on the first day of 3 days of racing here at the Pana Tri-County Fair. The 3/4 in 1:27 flat, 1:27 the time for the 3/4. Fox Valley Langley and Demarius Wakefield made a move at the beginning of the backstretch, swung right around Vertical Speed, and has not looked back. Here comes Demarius Wakefield and Fox Valley Langley to win the 9th race today, easily by at least 10 lengths. Coming in second, Ideal Big Guy by a half length over Dash Around, and Vertical Speed had faded back to fourth. 1:55 and 3, wrapping up the day with the fastest mile of the day, 1:55 and 3/5 seconds. For your winner, Fox Valley Langley, number 2. We'll be back with the winner's circle photo and the official fractions and rundown in just a moment.
What another race in today's nightcap. The 9th race, IHHA 3-year-old and up Colt Pace, won by Fox Valley Langley. Getting Demarius Wakefield on the bike for Jamaica Pat. I want to congratulate all the connections we have. Judge Lyle Lipe, who owns this horse with Jamaica, as well as Dietrich Kelly from down in Canton, Mississippi. All good guys, all rich horsemen who enjoy the sport and appreciate their animals. And this horse was a class when he was in the stakes competition. Now he's racing in open and stuff, and it just good to see him out here on the County Fair half mile oval with Quan in the bike, picking up a nice win. He did a great job out there, I thought, with that mile. So congratulations to the winners. Ideal Big Guy coming up for a second for Archie Buford. So nice mile there for him as well. But what a mile, 55 and 3. I don't know what the track record is here, but that's got to be close to it because they were smoking around there.
Good race.
I don't know what the points ended up being, but
I'm not saying it. I don't think it's a good day for me. Again, this for me was a tough day to pick here.
It is. When you don't know the horses, whenever there's different classes and conditions, it throws you a little bit. And our new drivers are kind of gone, so we're having to get some catch drives by some people, and it just makes you
Coming back in front of the grandstand, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of today's final race, number 2, Fox Valley Langley. Owned by Lyle Lipe of Springfield, Jamaica Patton of Rochester, and Dietrich Kelly of Canton, Mississippi. Trained by Jamaica Patton, that's Demarius Wakefield holding the reins of that horse. A 5-year-old gelding by Some Star Somewhere out of Red Hot Lady. Home in today's fastest mile, 1:55 and 3/5. And Brenda Watson with the Illinois Harness Horsemen's Association presents that IHHA blanket to the connections of Fox Valley Langley. We appreciate our Royal Court for the Pana Tri-County Fair being on hand today for all the blanket presentations. All 4 of those young ladies, once again, Little Miss Elliot Knapp, Junior Miss Carson Jones, Teen Miss Holly Cruzy, and the Queen, Sierra Compton. And one final time, happy birthday, Sierra. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming today. We've had a good day. We've had a safe day. We appreciate your attendance. 2 more days of harness racing to come. Day 2 tomorrow. Please don't forget, 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, harness racing resumes at the Pana.
Look at us.
Yeah.
We're all wonky looking.
All right, guys. Let's finish this up. Lisa shut her feed down, so we'll go over it real quick here. Final totals. Lisa wins for the day, 82 points. Second place goes to Richard Finn, 71. David, 1 point behind at 70.
I hate losing to the horseman.
And I was at 59. I did not do good the last 2 races. So with that, that's our final totals for today. We'll be back here tomorrow, 1 o'clock. We'll be on the air about 12:30, so check in. Be with us. So our final broadcast for Harness Tube for the year. And we'd love to have your feedback. And guys, one of our biggest struggles, if anybody is a audio guy out there, is getting audio. We'd love to have Lisa or people over there on with us, or from other places, getting audio back to the board. Long distance audio signal is something we haven't been able to find. And then we're looking, we've got the long distance
and
video.
the comm systems that have long distance don't have outputs.
Yeah.
So it's one or the other.
Yeah, we had a comm system worked out that would have worked out great, but we could hear Lisa, but she could not hear us.
Right. We couldn't get the audio pumped in, but either way.
So we've tried some things. We'll use some help, but we'd love to hear your ideas. That they've got to be manageable. To get that in mind, there's 3 of us to do this, and we really don't want to add more people to this crew. If anything else, we'd love to split off and be able to do
on
some more fairs.
3-man show. So
yep. With that, David Brink,
we'll start
Steve Surratt,
down,
and we'll see you
in the winner's circle.
All right.